I mean, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So who knows, man? I also kind of want to I kind of want to slip in like a little bit of the folklore of everything in the country music song, because I feel like they do that anyways. There's a cut like if you look into what was that one folk singer from Pete Seeger, you know? Yeah, it was Pete Seeger was an American folk singer, a social activist, a future nationwide radio in 1940s. Seeger also had a string of hits during the 1950s as a member of the Weavers. Notably, its recording Lead Belly's "Good Night, Irene," which topped the charts 13 weeks. Well, yeah, like he was born in 1919. He I think he was a communist, dude. To be honest with you, and he kind of like every now and again he strikes me as like subversion, you know, like the powers being like subverting him and stuff like that. I think he got super used by some of the unions, and it was like there's this weird history of him like pulling for the unions, and then something just happened where they just used him, his popularity, and it just kind of like backfired. The history is weird about it. He had that song "We Shall Overcome."
I mean, I know Bob Seger.
Yeah, Bob Seger's a super talent.
Fucking ledge. The ledge.
Let's see the early life. Seeger was born May 3rd, 1990, at the French Hospital in Middleton, Manhattan. His family, which Seeger called enormously Christian in the Puritan Calvinist, the New England tradition, traced its genealogy back 200 years. Paternal ancestors, Carl Ludwig Seeger, a physician from Germany, and I think he was like a communist. I'm gonna try to see if I can get to it. I guess he went to. He said first musicology curriculum in the United States at the University of California, Berkeley. Indoctrinated for sure.
So he's a music professor. The first music.
That's what it professor? Was. He was rad. He was a pacifist in during World War I. Which does that make sense? If he was born in 1919.
No.
Yeah. Oh, Charles Seeger was hired. His dad, I guess.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. You know, you got to just read the whole article, not just.
Not totally. That's what we're here for, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was something that went on, and I think Bob Dylan was like totally part of his crew, and then went his own separate way after all said and done. I mean, that was like that whole like he went to play.
Here, I pulled it up here.
Yeah.
If you want to peep.
Yeah. Just keep on.
So he Yeah, Birds did a bunch of their songs.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. His dad was Harvard trained. An indoctrinated composer and musicologist.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was born in Mexico City to American parents. Interesting.
Yeah, so Harvard, and I don't know. Whenever you hear someone that's connected to Harvard or any of those schools from back in those days,
no, for sure. I mean, and it looks like he established the first musicology curriculum at Cal Berkeley in 1913.
Yeah.
So he's a big shot for sure.
Something happened where it just seemed like he got like control opposition or something like that.
Right. I mean, and that happens a lot.
He was just unaware.
People are used. Yeah, totally. And people are used, and
yeah.
I mean, and when you're used by these people, I mean, they'll fucking throw your ass away.
Well, Alex
Jones, people who are tight,
Yeah, Alex Jones is kind of admits that now. He's always people. You always get used unsuspectedly. You don't even know at the time. You're just like, oh, really? That's the news from someone that you trust, and then all of a sudden, like they just like use you to get their point across. It's tricky. All the tricks in the book, I mean, I think they actually even did that with Joe Rogan with that one like virologist from Texas that came onto his program and like pretty much like if it wasn't for that show, I don't even think the lockdowns would have happened. But like, there's no telling at all when it comes to who gets onto like one of your things and then like makes it seem like crazy. I can't even remember. That virologist dude was just wild. I remember like listening to that while I was at work, and I remember my client at the time, and I was just like, and I went around the corner because he had 3 kids in high school, and I was just like, I remember looking around at him and going, hey, because of like the lockdown and like, you don't know what's going on. You're like, hey, do you want me to work here? I'm outside. And he's like, oh, no problem. And then fucking after that show had aired, the Joe Rogan one with that one, the very, very next day, he's like, hey, why don't you come back in like 6 weeks or something when we know what's going on? It was a real trip. You know what I mean? God, what was that guy's name? It was fucking hilarious.
I can't remember, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, they're really good at what they do, and they've been, even from what we know, like the MK Ultra stuff, goes back to the 40s, 50s, but it probably goes way back further than that.
Yeah.
We know they never stopped, so that we're still looking at, we're looking at 50, 70 years of like known work they've done. So, they're so good, dude. They're so good. And it's even if you think you're the most vigilant, they know that, they'll know how to work you. They know more about us than we know about ourselves, really. You know what I mean?
Well, they have credentials, you know what I mean? So it's like, and they handle things like through like that. This guy's a credentialed virologist or whatever, and he has all the things that he needs to say perfectly. Has the liner of boom, 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 scare, of course. I think it's a big backfire though, because then what happens is that like you'll never hear from, like, that guy did one thing and he did it really effective, right? But you'll never hear from him again. He'll end up just getting a plaque where he's a professor at, and just like, they'll honor him in a million different ways, like that are meaningless to you and me, but to him, it's just going to be like a feather in his cap, and he's going to be like the Paul Revere of the lockdowns. You know what I mean?
Totally. But yeah, and he's just disappeared.
Yeah.
Who knows when he's gonna pop up again to play a role in this theater out here?
I mean, what sucks is that like people that you wouldn't expect are like that. Like Paul Stamets, the mushroom guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like an amazing scientist, but he can't. There's like certain like levels of things he can't even like get to because he will be like pretty much arrested for talking about things. Wild,
for
right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they definitely totally. That's how they set it up for sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people in these positions in the universities, like they don't want to ruffle any feathers because they'll get fucking canned and they won't get a job anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll be working at a library or something like,
yeah.
So like, of course. Yeah. Scare, like you said.
Just, you go to prison for 5 years, political prisoner.
Yeah.
You would never hear of it. It would never make the newspapers. People would be like, oh, where's that guy at? Think about it. And, just be one of those things. That's why, like, when the Burning Man thing, I always kind of get like this big, weird feeling about I'm very suspicious about having all those people that are there. Like, like what did it get up to? Like 80,000, 300,000 people. Like, it's huge, right? And it's just like, to me, I feel like it's a big honeypot. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, check this out, man.
Okay,
check
let's
this
hear
out.
It. Yeah, I love it.
Excuse me. So like, it's probably like 6 months ago, I guess. Was with some of the work buddies, and he's like, hey, come meet me down the street. There's a big warehouse. It used to be called American Steel. It was like American Steel Company.
Mm-hmm.
And then for a long time, it was rented out as like shop spaces to people. And a lot of those early people were like the early Burning Man people who are building the crazy steel structures and all this stuff, And so that's evolved over the years. And they've actually recently just kind of kicked a lot of those people out of there. And I think there's a whole new group. Right. So anyways, I'm in there checking out this project this guy's doing. And he has, there's multiple like Tesla power cooking systems, like crazy ones that they got from like totaled cars.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they were building this insane, like home that was all solar powered, and like it was really crazy, interesting project. It could it had some farming stuff involved with it too. I can't quite remember all of it off the top of my head, but basically to tie it in, these guys are Burning Man dudes.
Right.
They were the first prototype, I think, was at this, maybe it was this last Burning Man. So I guess it was probably last summer when I seen this dude. And he was talking about he had already sold one to some guy up in Marin who had a farm, and like for you know, 100 and fucking something $1,000 or whatever, maybe even more. He set up this town in this last Burning Man that was all powered by this. It's all solar powered, fucking crazy Tesla power station / Burning Man rig thing. But this dude was like an ex-engineer at Tesla.
Okay.
So it just kind of goes to show, it shows exactly what you're saying about this melting pot.
Yeah.
This Burning Man is like a modern day version of the Bohemian Grove melting
pot. Yeah.
Now it's this like techie person.
Yeah. You get some nerdy dude on ecstasy dancing with naked women and tits in his face. He's going to just be like, oh, we're working on a satellite. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I don't even think they're like really secret. I think the CIA just has a spot there, dude. I know that there was this one guy that says that he does. He's from Santa Cruz. I can't remember his name, but he was talking about. He just sets up the communication straight to a freaking satellite that just hovers over the fucking whole thing the whole time. And when I was hearing that, I'm like, you know, when you first hear it, you go, oh, this guy's connected to inner agencies, you know, like the total spook agencies. And he goes to Burning Man every single year, and he communicates with the satellite that's connected right to it, the telecoms of the CIA, which is like fucking wild, bro. You know?
Totally.
How's things going down there? It's like, boss, no worries. I'm pulling it. You know, getting a lot of info, you know. There's this but that thing that you were just describing reminded me of this thing that like was around like maybe like 10 or 12 years ago. It's called the Box Re-Energy Storage System. And it's like it's supposed to like be able to power up like whole cities and stuff. And it's as big as like a Marshall stack or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah.
I bet this is super similar kind of tech for sure. Yeah. I was like, I hadn't thought about it for a while, but it just popped in my head when you were saying that. I can't quite think of, you know, the whole design of it, but it had this crazy like fold out arms with solar panels, but it's all powered by like this Tesla tech, you know?
Right. Well, yeah, storage. Well, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff like that out in Moss Landing at this smokestacks. It's all like a Tesla battery like farm now, and they're disassembling that whole thing out there.
The smokestack thing.
Yeah, they're just.
What was that?
That was like a PG&E.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so PG&E built that, and it all used to be fueled by diesel power, and they had my dad tells me stories of like big old like diesel ships would just cargo ships would just pull up right out there, and they just would connect. There's a big tunnel that goes from that power plant like out to about like maybe like a quarter mile out of like where the harbor, and it just pours out warm water. And I think what they have now, they still use it sort of at some capacity, but there's no vapors coming out of it anymore. There's no steam coming out of it anymore. But yeah, they're disassembling the whole thing, and they got like, dude, it's like it's NASA technology, dude. It's like all the pipes that they have going out there. But yeah, now it's all going to be battery farms, which is pretty sketchy if you ask me.
Totally.
I mean, who knows? I mean,
you know, it doesn't sound that much different than like the power stations that PG&E have that are always fucking blowing up or whatever.
I mean, PG&E is wild, dude. Like, you know, there's very little maintenance, lots and lots of fixing. You know what I mean?
I mean, and that's the business. That's the
Yep.
controller business model. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you got this contract. I mean, who we can probably look it up, but who knows how many years this contract with California is they got, you know? And it's like they're not. Yeah, I mean, they're not going anywhere. You know, like who's going to come take it? And all they do is just fix their shit. You know, they've been blamed for all these fires, and like there's nothing. You don't hear nothing about it.
Yeah.
No one cares. They're still here, fucking charging everyone out their ass.
Yeah. They still get on a sailboat and go enjoy a Sunday. You know what I mean? Why Richmond's burning? You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I go, fuck! You hear about that? Don't even want to talk about The Office, babe.
Yeah.
Pass me the Marlowe. Yeah.
And now they say they're up north and in the woods and everywhere. They're putting all the power lines underground now.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, I wonder if they're reusing, you know, old underground shit, or they're just plowing through everything.
No, the thing is that like that electricity, the way that I've always imagined electricity and how they transport is what you're not even paying for the transportation of electricity. You're paying for the loss of like the electricity on wires. So it's basically they don't have an efficiency rating for like the electricity during like heat and maybe sometimes even cold where it overloads the system. So what you're paying for is the electricity like that's lost into like the air. And so because the way it works is that like you have a ground, here's a ground, and here's electricity. Well, once the electricity gets to your house, it just circles, it just goes in a fucking zzz, and that's why you have a ground at your house, and then it goes into the ground, and then the ground that you have in the somehow sends that back to like a transfer station back to wherever it needs to go. So because electricity never stops, by the way, like it just like it never, like even if you like put on your light and had a closed system, it would never, the electricity would never not be there. It would just be like off somewhere else. And that's what those transfer stations are. You'll see more of a transfer station sending the like electricity back. That's why that battery technology storage stuff kind of works in a sense, because just as long as you can get that electricity back to those like batteries to charge them up, you can like parallel them to actually not really store it, but move it from one battery to one battery so that you always have it. And maybe the storage is better, but it's not really, you know, I don't know the technology, but that's how electricity works. That's why it's like so frustrating. So like when you bury the wires in ground, it's more insulated and constant. So you know, they won't be charging you for losing the electricity, but they're gonna find a new way.
Well, yeah, they just, you know, they up the rates, however, whatever. Right. That's how they get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already so backloaded. Like they're making like, you know, it's fucking, it's 100 multiplier already.
I mean, no one's going to question it. They're just, you know, that's the thing. No one goes, hey, but how does electricity really work? And they're like, and they like say hydroelectricity, they say solar, they say all this fucking shit. They like just kind of throw you off the trail. And then if someone comes up and goes, well, it doesn't, like electricity never disperses or gets used up unless, and if you have a ground, you know, your car won't start if you're like, so your car won't even turn over with a full battery if the ground is not grounded to the motor and to the chassis. So it's a closed system. And then you have a combustion engine that continues to put the energy back, because your car does like lose it at some point because of I don't know, but it creates it and loses it at the exact same time. And cold affects it. But you know, like if just as long as you have good grounds, you will always have electricity charging up a battery. And I think that's the case. Like just it's all about getting that electricity that doesn't get outside the wires back to the ground station, and the ground station sends it directly. So it actually will help them out. They'll have like no overhead if they get it right. And no reason to charge us money. But you know, we're talking about we're talking about a business model that doesn't, just as long as you're stupid enough not to question. I mean, like, you know,
I mean, yeah, if they did it perfect the first time, like they'd be out of business probably already. Or they'd be on to other jobs because they wouldn't need all these fucking people. They would need to fucking keep fixing the problem and fucking
I mean, it's just like, you know, like the oil fields that fill back up with oil after you drain them, and like just like having people not know that is key to that business strategy, or just like, oh, it takes so much to get it out and this and that. And I'm, just as long as you don't know the things that, that are like they're totally fine. That's why they keep you thinking about like, oh, SVB bank failed, and it's all distractions.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Stay distracted. I mean, most people, and we know this, they don't even think about these things on this level, and it's because they're not just presented with it, they're just told what to think. And
right,
it's easy. I mean, it's really easy to distract the NPCs out there. It's really easy for them.
Oh, they don't want to.
It's not hard at all.
It's like no, that's why
it's like basics of mind control right there.
Yeah. It's something else though. It's like they're programmed. I think it has a lot to do with program, like how people always say that, like they go, oh, it takes like 35 days to start like a new habit,
Mm-hmm.
Just as long as you program yourself every single day, it's like,
No, for sure. I think, they can program people probably less than 24 hours. I think they program people just from the frequencies on their TV, I think at this point.
Yeah. Maybe. Like, do you feel like you think so? Like through like news and stuff?
I mean, I think it's even on the level of like just coming through as frequency behind like the pixels, and there's hidden stuff behind the pixels.
Well, yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right, because that's all like synchronized time keeping is the same way.
And even if it's just, maybe just, I mean, it's a program, just what they're spewing out, and it's the narratives that they get everybody on and parroting on and everything, like that's a program in and of itself.
Yeah, it's like they program you like at the 10 o'clock news.
Exactly.
Yeah, and TV is. I think I was hearing somewhere where when as far as TV, when TV came out, like that was like the end of that was like the controllers, like, and they're like, perfect, we got it now.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say you heard that from me, but I definitely feel like once radio and television changed the World Expo game, like they didn't need the expos to indoctrinate anymore. Yeah. I mean, radio and then television were way easier. Like supposedly they played War of the Worlds over the radio, and half America fucking freaked out thinking there's a real alien invasion. Just imagine the possibilities if you're those people. They're like, oh my God. All right, pump the brakes on the Expo program. Hold on.
Right. Yeah. No,
let's start focusing on this, and there's some, there is some expos all through the 20th century, and there's some notable ones, but not like the ones up to like 1915 or whatever. Every single one is like, wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then, we don't really, there's not that. It's different after that, and it's changed. Even like the 30s, like it definitely changed, and that was at the cusp of this whole television and everything. It's interesting.
And that's like I'll see people that go to Burning Man and they come back and they hang out at the coffee shop over there, and like they'll like talk about it like they've had like a religious experience. And I think for some people like that's super CUDA, you know what I mean? It's like super shiny object, like I just go, oh, and I just kind of like, I listen to their stories, and I go, wow, you did it. You know what I mean? You went to the desert on a horse with no name. Yeah. And it's just, I always like kind of like, I go, because they're usually like hippie, earthy women and dudes that want to sleep with those kind of chicks. Like, but like, and the types, they're just,
we all know the types.
Yeah. So it's like, and it sucks because like, I guess some of the technology stuff there, that like there's you know, if you just go for dancing and drugs, it's like kind of like a miss because like there's other stuff that is like super interesting there. It is a fair, you know what I mean?
Totally.
It is a thing.
I mean, maybe this is the new fair,
Yeah.
new new
Well,
expo.
yeah. I mean,
People displaying their new technologies to everybody.
and the cost to get in is pretty extravagant.
Is it? I fuck it. Obviously, I've never even looked into it.
I mean, $300, you know what I mean? Maybe more, 3,000.
Retarded.
I don't know. Yeah, it gets pretty expensive. I know that when people talk about it, you know.
If I'm gonna go walk around in the desert, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go back to a house.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll walk around the desert on drugs all night.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to a house where
Like on a quad.
on the bed. Yeah, totally.
Like just pull in on a quad and bail that night, you know what I mean? Just
Totally.
an all-nighter and just jump back on your quad and be like
I'll pay $300 tonight for that.
Yeah. I just kind of want one good, like it's like Vegas, you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, we're there for 5 days, but like by day 3, you're puking, you haven't like slept good, you're down thousands of dollars, like
way too many people.
Yeah. People get desperate. You're like, oh, that person had a desperate look on their face.
Oh, man.
You know? Yeah.
Big time.
It's wild. I mean, I don't know. I think you can find better times and more you can find that kind of time anywhere, I think, though. You know what I mean? Some people get into it, they feel like
For
connected.
Sure.
Like movie stars go like there all the time and they set up and they just wear like a fucking, you know. I've just watched too many weirdos do it, you know, to like
Totally.
plus with the because I had this whole thing in my head. I couldn't stop thinking about it for like a whole weekend when Michael Mall. I bet you, man. I bet you now with these phones, they get out there and like, you know, they're just all their stuff is just like bankers are like all do, and someone's just like, oh, we just got it. We just got his code. You know, let's
100%.
take a picture. Send me your thing, you know, and it's like you're all okay, right to a spy, you know, and it's go beep, 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 beep. We got his fucking phone.
100%.
You know, it's like just, you know, I don't know. It's like the Playboy Mansion, you know, like how they say the Playboy Mansion, everyone's like, just everybody wanted to go, you know, and then right when they get there, they're like, oh, it seems like strange. Nothing's really going on, but they have all your information and blackmail over you like in a second. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah. They don't even have to have girls there.
Yeah, I mean,
they just know that you're there. It don't even matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter to the public or whatever.
Yeah, and all those like it's like, who knows? They get you every which way they can.
100%, and like 40 times over.
Yeah, I always tell people the new technology, the one that's going to pay you the most, the one that's going to make you a millionaire, the one that's going to like give you fucking everything you want, when you want it, and how you want it. Privacy. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Be private. Be a private person again. You're going to be like, oh, well, dude, this is what it feels like to be real, dude. You know?
Totally, dude. That'll be the new tech. Hopefully,
yeah. I've been claiming it for like 20 years. Like, you know, like just the next. Like, I'm always like digging through stuff. Like, hey, do you know any companies that are like working on privacy? They're like, oh no, I think that's opposite of what they're working on.
Totally.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some out there.
They are.
But yeah, just like this whole social media adventure and doing a channel and everything has been really a struggle just with the privacy thing in my head, you know, because it's just giving up, you know, making myself very vulnerable, you know, and I've always been against that for a long time, and it's kind of been interesting.
No, I got you.
To say the least,
like,
you know?
It's to me, it's the same way, but like, I just figure like, who gives a damn at this point? Like, you know, like when it comes to, you know,
exactly
talking about conspiracies is just like fucking spoiler alerts for fucking everyone else, you know?
Right, 100%.
You know, everyone's just like, how'd you know about that? You're like, how didn't you know about that? You know, like, you got problems, dude, not me. You know,
tried to tell you about it like 3 years ago.
No, I just assumed you knew. I thought you had a fucking IQ of 90, dude. You know, like I didn't know to bring you up to the level here, dude.
Right.
But it is funny. It is funny though, dude. How more and more more and more people know the same kind of researchers that we know. You know what I mean? Like you would be so surprised. You'd be so surprised. Someone would be like, "Oh, what about this guy?" I mean, even God gave Lamaste, dude. For Christ's sakes, dude. So,
Totally.
like one of my clients knew. She was
And
nutty.
that's wild.
Yeah, dude. Like her and her sister, she came from a big family. Like she came from a big family from Michigan, and she moved out here for college way back in the. She's got to be like 60s or something like that, with her husband Joel, and they didn't want to get the vaccine or nothing, and they got kicked out of their Wind Down Wednesday group. And then they're like, "Oh, these people are crazy," and then they all asked me, they're like, "Oh, hey, are you vaccinated?" I'm like, I remember just like looking at him, turning around, just being like, "Oh, no." And they're like, "Really? Did you feel like any pressure?" And I'm like, "No, not one bit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was always kind of like a haunt in the back of my mind, in a sense that like someone will force me to do it. You know what I mean? Like authoritarian. But then I was just like,
I was waiting for that.
yeah, the authority, look by the hook or crook, or because the monopoly of power goes one way, and it's like that's another sneaky mind control thing, the monopoly of power.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah.
And how many illusions and smoke and mirrors is that?
Well, it's becoming more like blah. Now, when I hear someone like spit some shit like that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like gun control. You're like, it's not gun control, asshole.
Yeah.
It's fucking Second Amendment fucking right. It's like your God-given right, whatever it is.
And
you know what I mean?
Not to mention, like, you can do gun control all you want, but the people who want to get guns are going to get guns. Dude, and the people they're trying to keep out of that guns out of their hands are going to get them no matter what. And it don't matter if there's a law.
Dude, I mean? and guess what? The fact of the matter, it's none of my fucking business at all.
I ain't
because
give a
it's
fuck.
your
Totally.
right. It's your right. If you go, hey, I got guns, cool. Hey, you don't got guns, but I don't even care. Like, just assume that I got them, babe. You know what I mean? Just assume that we all got them. It's our right. We got our fucking front porch, and it's ours. You know what I mean?
Big deal. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your right. It's like, it's as much as your right as like freaking talking, dude.
Exactly. 100%.
It's your right. And it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's not, no. The game doesn't change because you have like an ideology and because of your bullshit that's fucking failed. It doesn't change so that you get to wear fucking clean socks. You know what I mean? Your socks are dirty, fucker. Your feet stink, dude.
Roll with it.
Yeah. Feet fucking stink, motherfucker. I don't care. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit. Just, it doesn't change. It doesn't change the desperateness that people have for wanting to feel private, safe. It just doesn't, dude. It's like a necessity. And if the more people, liberal or fucking right wing, understand that, the better. It's good. I mean, to me, it's better.
It is a necessity.
Yeah. It's right. There's nothing, dude. It's like you should be born with like, oh, fuck with me, I kill you. Like mentality. You know what I mean? You should be a little baby. Don't even fucking touch me. All right. I think he has a gun. Fuck. Give him back his 22.
Right. 100%.
Whatever. I mean, I say it as a funny thing, but it's like this whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's on your mind, dude?
Hey, let me get refill my water here.
All right.
I'll be right back.
All right. You guys want to see a picture? Yeah. That man was born in 93. Yeah. Bernardo, man. Huh. Yeah, nice truck, dude. Look at that nice truck. It's a nice truck, man. Damn. Nice truck. I think that's it. It's all me, man. Trying to do some honky tonk. I was just showing showing people the honky tonk, dude. You know,
I could hear.
Oh, nice, dude.
It sounded good.
Yeah, I can't wait to get a full system up. I've been going down these rabbit holes of like computer recording systems and stuff like that. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet. It's not as expensive, and everyone says like once you get like whatever one you choose, the Phosrat or Universal Audio, it's just all there and it just never fucks up. Remember all the like 4-track shit, like how back in the day it was just like it was like press a tape and it would just be all and the levels were all wacky and stuff like that.
Totally. Yeah, of course.
And it worked. I mean, it fucking
yeah, the Beatles recorded on 4 tracks.
Who did?
The Beatles did 4
tracks.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. It's like you almost kind of like lose like an innocence of like some real like barnyard like kind of honky tonk, like when it is digital though, you know. There is something about that. It makes it really a lot easier and like things are crispier and stuff, but you never get like, you know, like that Van Morrison recording from his first band, which is what's his first band? Them. THEM, them, and like where there's you can hear a lot of talking in the studio, and he's just like he's just fucking raging. Do you like Van Morrison?
Yeah, I do.
Pretty good.
He's got some jams.
Oh, yeah.
I like a lot. I like his like later 70s kind of stuff. There's some really There's some really good stuff in there, like Wavelength.
Yeah. I know he did a lot of like more Celtic style like stuff that was like awesome. Like, yeah. Weird guitar stuff. Like this doesn't even make no sense.
A lot of his stuff, it's really interesting. It's like good musicianship.
Oh yeah. It's strange. Because I was like listening to some of it and I was just like, I don't know how what timing it is or anything. You know?
Totally. They get wacky. But one of the things, I mean, the digital recording game has gotten a lot easier than it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that whatever you get to record, like important thing is like the mics and having good cables and stuff. Because the mic is what's picking it up. But like analog recordings and reel to reel, digital can never replace that vibe like that you're talking about, you know, just the sound of the room, just the analogness of it. Like there's just that warmth, and you can never recreate on your Pro Tools or whatever, even if you're in a barn with an acoustic guitar and Hank Williams Sr., you're not going to recreate the same sound that they got in a barn with whatever they're recording on.
Yeah, and it was done by magnets, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, on acetone.
They just record right onto it.
Wow. You know what I mean?
Just cut cut the record right there.
Fuck, man. It like, don't even try to say magnets aren't like amazing. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I think magnets
you gotta
are
find like
everything.
a good magnet like company to invest a lot of money in. I think, dude. You know, just like drop like all on magnets one day, dude. Let's see what happens. It was like, just could you imagine? I just drive up in a Lambo and I'm just like, dude, magnets paid for this.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not going anywhere. That's for sure.
yeah, yeah. I wonder what would happen if, like, the magnetic pull of the Earth went the other way, though. You know what I mean? You know how they're always like trying to like say that's like thousands of years overdue.
Yeah, I do feel like that is definitely like one of those just back of your head fear.
Yeah.
Fear tactic programs, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, fuck, dude, I don't know. I mean, I just the world is just not what they say it is,
Right. Yeah.
And I really have no idea exactly what it is. So who knows what would happen? I mean, what does that even mean if it just starts turning the other way too? You know?
I don't know. I mean,
exactly.
Time would go backwards. I mean, like in Superman when like.
Oh, dude, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be cool. That would have got me out of some shitty situations. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but fuck.
I could just fly.
Like you wouldn't be you, dude. You wouldn't be you. Can you imagine?
Well, that's the problem. You can't. Every time travel television show, movie is shown. You can't go back and fuck with it. You got to.
That's a lot of people think that the aliens that keep on popping up into this realm are like future travelers, future time travelers.
Right.
It's like, but dude, okay, so what's fucking gnarly is that movie 12 Monkeys is awesome, dude.
I was just gonna say
who made that movie, dude?
We'd have to look it up. I can't.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Or you can look it up.
Yeah. Well, that was supposedly based off of a real dude who like showed up, right? Oh, Terry Gilliam made that. The fucking Monty Python dude fucking did all those movies. Time Bandits.
12 Monkeys?
Yeah.
No way, really? That movie was that movie was good, dude. That movie
I liked it.
Really good.
Did you watch the TV show?
There was a TV show?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's pretty new.
Oh, he did Brazil too?
Oh yeah, he did a bunch. Time Bandits Brazil, Baron Munchausen.
Wow. I love movies that have like heavy concepts like that, man.
This guy definitely, I mean, his movies probably deserve a deeper looking into. I haven't that much, although Time Bandits is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. I don't think I've watched that since I think all this stuff probably needs another.
He was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Citizenship, United States, United Kingdom to present. Educated at Brigham College. Look at this guy, dude.
Oh, he went to Occidental College.
Oh yeah, Thaddeus Russell College. Doesn't say it. Yeah. Wow. He has 3 kids.
You know what? I didn't know he was American and moved to England.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Home of Prince.
Was he like a stage guy? Trilogies and critical success. Yeah, no. Gosh, 12 Monkeys was good, dude. Yeah, I'm surprised he because all the rest of those are kind of comedies, no?
Yeah, I mean, it borders,
Yeah. Oh, he did. He directed Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, dude. Okay.
He's a guy for sure. He's a guy.
He looks wild. Look at him, dude.
Look at those eyes, dude.
Yeah, what do you think?
I wish, see this right? I wish this was his ponytail.
Yeah.
But I know that's just. Oh, no, wait, look. He does have a little pony.
Probably.
Dude,
Do you think a guy like
pony.
that, do you think a guy like that has a lot of like information that, you know, that he didn't like let on in those movies? Do you think they have access to that stuff? Accidental college, you know?
I mean, yes. Yes and no. I'm sure. I mean, he's still been doing movies, so I don't I feel like if you fuck up and leave too much
Right.
or give too much, like you're going to get caught with child porn or a sexual assault thing. Career's going to be over, or whatever, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I do think when these guys are getting into it, I mean, what's the word? I mean, basically like when they're selling their soul to the devil, you know, to make these movies and become a filmmaker, I feel like they are given things. I mean, who knows? It's a case by case, I think. I don't think, I mean, they're as much of a pawn as anyone else, you know.
Kind of like Mulholland Drive, that movie, where it's like they have to go talk to that little midget guy.
That was a David Lynch one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck, I haven't seen that one for a long time.
I love that movie. You know that one scene like where they're in that theater like in the middle of the night and the guy's like or that lady's like singing and it's all silencio was always like so moving to me. Do you remember that part?
No.
Oh, that part was fucking great.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
Natalie was that Wood. When it? Because he like
Naomi
all
Watts.
of a sudden he changes that was a weird one where the dude he like changes characters or some shit. What was it with this? Like Bill Pullman's character turns into what's his name? Or am I just fucking completely remembering this shit? Misremembering this?
No, like I think the cowboy was interesting character. He was like the messenger where he's I want you to meet me at the ranch. And he comes and talks to him all like a cowboy would talk to him, all gentleman like, you know. Well, I thought that was very interesting.
Shoot, I'm not remembering this one.
Yeah, and then the director still goes, "Who you got?" He's like, "Who do you think you are talking to me this way?" And it's like, "So one way you're gonna learn, it's either gonna be easy or hard." I remember that part. It was fucking. It was really good. And then he had to go talk to like they turned off all the director's credit, like took all his money out of his bank. They just totally like, this was high concept for back then. They like totally turned him off. The little guys like turn him off. And then those two Sicilian guys like showed up and spit coffee all over the place. Like, they're like, I hope we got the espresso for you. And they bring it out to him. And the guy's like, everyone's like watching him. And he's like, and he just goes off in Italian about like how shitty the espresso is. And they rush him out of the room and they go, what was that? And he's like, I don't know. And he was just pissing off everyone. You know what I mean? It was a wild movie, and especially that first scene where they have that one guy. They're like, oh, you should face your fears. You should face your fears. And he goes out to the back of that restaurant. You remember that part?
I don't, dude. I'm fucking drawing a total blank on this one.
Movie, man. It's a good movie, and he goes out to that trash can. He's so it was a dream just like this, and he goes out to the trash can. And he's like, he does the David Lynch look back where he looks back at the guy, and the guy's like, oh, go, you're fine, you're fine. He goes back there, and then there's like this there's this goblin back there. And he shoots at him, and he like dies of a heart attack right there on the spot because at that point he realizes like. It's the truth. There's something behind everything. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, sounds. Yeah, I mean, dude. Yeah,
it's a good movie.
I thought I remembered it until you started telling me about it.
Yeah, and I guess like the one lady has amnesia, and somewhere in between like
Oh,
her,
dude.
yeah,
All right. No,
yeah.
man. So, see, I'm fucking that whole time I was confusing it with Lost Highway. That
Oh, okay.
was that the David Lynch one or
Uh, Lost Highways. I don't know. Yeah, I get like like if Lost Highways must have done nothing for me
yeah,
when
it
I
was
watched it.
David Lynch.
Yeah, it must have done nothing for me. But like yeah,
Oh,
Mulholland
let's go
Drive.
back. Okay, Mulholland Drive. Yeah, I mean, I'm so thrown off because I was thinking
Have you seen David Lynch's The Rabbits?
the rabbits. No, I haven't seen that
Oh
one.
man, it's dude. Pull up David Lynch's The Rabbits, dude. It's like a silent movie with a laugh track about like a family about rabbits. It's it's fucking tripped out, bro.
Is it a newer one? Oh no,
It's from
2002.
like yeah, it's so tripped
Hmm.
out. Yeah, man. If you want to trip out on something, watch that, dude. Like you'll just be like, holy weird.
Hmm.
And the talking doesn't make sense. It's all like it's just like fucking yeah. I wonder if you can play like a little bit of a clip. Can you do that here?
Probably.
Yeah,
I'll just have to pull
it's
it up on
wild.
the tube. He's interesting because a lot of his shit doesn't make sense, like that. But he
There it
keeps
is.
putting shit out.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing.
yeah.
Is there any shorties we can do? I'm not too worried about any
It's like fair
either.
use if it's like on this guy's stuff. You know what I mean? If it's
Yeah,
up there,
I
it's
mean,
fair use.
we're not monetized in this.
Yeah. I mean, just yeah.
Can you hear it?
Not right now. Is there music?
Yeah,
I
I
can't
might
hear it.
have to. I might have to. I might have to figure that one out. So is it stop animation?
I don't know what kind of animation it is.
Hmm.
Oh, I see that you have the speaker off right there.
No, I just turned it. I
Okay.
turned it on while we were.
Huh.
Can you hear it?
No.
Yeah. See, it's.
Yeah. Yeah, but like
This is
it's
the part. That's the part right here.
yeah.
Uh, Speaking in tongues thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's weird. It's very, very weird.
Hmm. It's almost like some Donnie Darko type
I don't know.
rabbit
He
too.
also did this. He also did this other thing called Inland Empire. David Lynch Inland Empire, and it's even makes less sense than this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Who keeps paying for him to put out all these films that don't make any sense?
I don't know.
What's the point?
Do you ever hear David Lynch's music? He's in a band.
I think I have
Yeah.
entertained myself with that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. A woman in trouble.
Yeah. It's kind of strange.
So it has some rabbits.
Yeah.
So this one is related to the rabbits.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
None of
Well,
it.
now I got some new shit to watch at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, it's like a watch alone thing, and just kind of be like, you know.
Totally.
I like watched it for a few months in a row, periodically, kind of like trying to figure out what the hell he was doing, And then I just goes like, I guess no one ever even heard of it. So it's like, I mean, you're pretty astute with movies. It's just like,
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of it for sure.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man.
I was trying to see if it even wasn't. Oh, it's got great reviews.
With the rabbit?
No, this Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Oh, were you talking about Inland Empire or the Rabbits one?
Oh, the rabbits one.
Okay, yeah.
But Alien Empire is like same thing.
I haven't heard of either of them for sure.
Yeah.
DVD release.
Yeah,
Did you
the
see
laugh
what it
track.
was on?
The laugh track's all weird where he comes in the door and he gives her a kiss and then goes ooh, and they all sit down and they laugh. It's really I don't know what it's doing. Like it's probably doing something like mental to you or something like that when you're watching it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like all the David Lynch stuff. Dude, when you watch Dune for the first time, can you make it through the whole thing in one sitting?
I can't remember. Probably not. I mean, probably, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I probably watched that, however many times over the years, but
Yeah.
10 times at least, or, who knows. And it's been a while since I've watched it, but I feel like every time I have watched it, it's like a whole different kind of
Right.
experience for sure.
What about Mel Gibson movies? Do you like Apocalypto?
I did like Apocalypto.
Yeah, it's such a good movie, dude. You know who likes Apocalypto, dude? Mexicans love Apocalypto, dude. They love that fucking movie, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it's definitely Apocalypto is one of those programs for sure, because I don't necessarily believe that, this whole ritual sacrifice, human sacrifice,
Oh, right. Yeah.
Things. But as a film, it was pretty exciting. 100%.
Yeah, the ending's like the best part, right? It's just like
totally. And everyone I've told have been like, "Oh man, you haven't seen that? You should check it out."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yo, that was pretty good." I'm like, "I know, right?" We're like, don't tell anyone though.
Almost. Yeah, I like that movie.
There's some newer Mel Gibson movie that's been popping up in my little thing, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, cool story. Great story, Casey.
Yeah. I mean, Apocalypto just like ruined me when I watched it. I was just like, oh fuck, man, this is a good movie, man. This is a good movie. Like I was just like super, and I was just like, and then you just feel bad for Mel Gibson. They dragged him. They dragged his ass.
I know. And,
a couple divorces would do that, though. You know what I mean?
He definitely fucked up somehow. He got sacrificed.
Well, dude, his dad was like a preacher or something like that. Dude, the early concept movies, Road Warrior and fucking all that are fucking amazing, bro.
I mean, totally. I mean, should be our handbooks for the upcoming apocalypse,
Just the cars. The cars are so sick, dude.
Totally. Preparation. It's like awesome.
Not a lot of talking, just a lot of just like just that. I don't even know if you would call it acting or just being like, I'm fucking,
Yeah. And I always wished that they would, because you have no indication of what's going on in the rest of the world,
Right.
Because they're out there in Australia, they're upside down from where we are. I've always wanted to I always hope that there was some kind of stories of what else was going on in the world, have the here's American Road Warrior,
right?
Whatever. That would have been cool.
They had like those movies were always like fucking so good. Like even
it does suck though.
Mad Max.
Oh yeah, totally. But I can't watch it when the fucking dog gets killed, when his little blue healer in Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Or was in the Road Warrior or Mad Max?
Road Warrior.
Mad Max is the first one, right? Or Road Warrior?
I think it's Mad
I can't
Max.
remember, but it was bullshit. It was bullshit that they had the dog fucking
that motorcycle gang in the first one. I always was just like, this is so fucking weird, dude, but so real at the same time.
Because that's how it would be, though.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like a cool motorcycle gang, but it would be kind of cool,
They're just goofs, you know what I mean? They're just like misfits, like fucking Appalachian fucking people.
They were like they were the techies who managed to survive in some underground thing, and they came out like, yeah, we're fucking motorcycle gang.
It's like that whole. They just kind of remind me of like hill people in the Appalachians, like where not a lot of women around, a lot of like
Right.
a lot of just like testosterone and nothing to do. You know what I mean?
Totally. But fucking Thunderdome was a badass fucking.
Thunderdome ripped. I even liked the newer one for a while. I think it was back to Road Warrior, wasn't it? Or Mad Max? I just don't like how they put Charlize Theron as like a hero in that,
You didn't?
No. But I don't dude, she like no, because dude, she like adopted like children from Africa, maybe, and then turned them into like transgender like kids for no reason. For her own just Hollywood fucking shit. Strange shit like that, dude.
Yeah, like Jamie Curtis, similar thing, most likely.
Madonna tried to steal a baby. They're like, give me my baby back.
Michael Jackson tried to toss his out the window.
Fucking morons. They're all morons.
It's insane. But I mean, that's the fucking insanity. Like when you're on that celebrity level, I mean, it is really a whole different
dude,
it's a whole different world, and like these people fucking get insane, and like if they don't hear, people aren't talking about them, fucking they'll do anything to conjure up fucking whatever. It's just such a crazy world, man.
All their brains are sort of broken. I mean, they like get on those like they get on that like whatever drug that they do, the one that makes them feel good all the time, and they just get in their own heads. They're fucking spring a leak, and they're like, most people just want to get famous to like fucking play tennis at like 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and have nothing to do on a Wednesday. Right. These people like want to like do like the weirdest shit that like you just go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I think part of the process of them like becoming these famous people is they get broken during the process. They don't know it.
Yeah.
And
no, that's it.
And
too.
It comes out like that's probably one thing that these mind controllers can't control is like, I mean, people's minds, everyone's different. And like some people just handle it different. And over time, they probably just fall apart. And like Martin fucking get naked and run down Martin Lawrence, run around in the streets naked with guns and shit. You know what I mean? Like the ship just finally broke. Yeah. Look, it's like, dude, come
there's
on,
also not Dennis Quaid, but his brother. What's his brother's name?
Randy
Quaid. Did you ever do any research into Randy Quaid?
No.
Oh, dude. So. Dude, Randy Quaid breaks it down. He's like literally he breaks it down hard. How he created this whole website called Starfuckers, and where he's just like he breaks it down hard. Where it's just like they're after you. They once like he breaks down the whole like Tiger Woods thing that happens to him.
Mm-hmm.
All like in such a strange way where you just go, this has to be fucking true what he's saying. Mm-hmm. When someone explains something airtight that you're just like, oh, and he just like, mm-hmm. he's abandoned his property, in Malibu. I don't know what it just.
I mean, dude, it happens on way lower levels, and I've seen. It happens, and like I mean, dude, like someone, just when you're in that level with that much money, like you can't even like hang out with fools anymore. You know what I mean? Like you have to have security or whatever.
Or you end up like Bob Saget.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. And like, I mean, dude, there's stories, and who knows about these stories, but Michael Jordan, fucking Michael Jordan's never fucking fucked up. I mean, he might have got his fucking. He might have got his dad. I don't want to get erased, but I mean, supposedly that dude, like, he basically had like a fucking FBI agent with him doing background checks on these his mistresses and like just crazy shit. And like that was the level he was on, because fucking when you got fucking $8 jillion $100 million, like
have you ever watched
stupid ass
have you ever watched old tapes of Dick Gregory?
Well, yeah, I've definitely watched a lot of Dick Gregory.
Yeah, like he breaks it down like level to level fucking manipulation, dude, of people.
Totally.
Like
he got very real with it.
Like, dude, I told you that story. I went to go see him and over at the Improv, like, and he had gotten sick, and then 2 days later he died, dude. Fuck. Like, I mean, it was crazy. He canceled the show, and they're like, "Oh, no, he's not here." But I was so bummed. I wanted to like just go see what kind of shit he was gonna be talking, dude.
And you just have to question his death.
I mean, you know how like people think Chappelle's like a fucking, a clone and shit like that.
Yeah.
So there's like tapes that float around where like it was like when Dave first got back from like Africa, he would be doing like 3-hour sets at like the Comedy Store in front of like 5 people. And dude, he was letting some cats right out of the bag, dude, like about everything. And I remember just looking at it going, dude, how long is this? And it was just like boom, boom, boom. And it was to the point where like 4 people were there. And they would not shut all the people that like were working there. I mean, it was like way past closing time. He's just on a microphone, bumming cigarettes off the crowd. He's like, just like talking about Hollywood, talking about like all the different like little things. He's, I don't even know how to explain this, and then Sherrod was there because I think Sherrod and him are old school buddies. And he's like, him and Sherrod just start talking back and forth. And it was just like how, like, say you and me are talking. And he's just like, and he's like, you know what I'm talking about, Sherrod? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, finish this sentence for me. And he says something, and Sherrod's like, oh, da-da-da-da. And he's just like, see, And that's so weird that And it was just like, that's how his set was. And he would ask like people in the crowd. He's like, and then people would answer him back, talking to him. And he's just like, he started talking about morality. And he's like, but what does that mean? And it was just goes off and off and off for like an hour, just with like this one conversation with this lady. Fucking wild, man. It was just like Dick Gregory, man.
And I definitely remember hearing about his fucking empty Comedy Store. What was it? The place where he was
the Comedy Cellar?
Yeah, Comedy Cellar. And yeah, I mean, dude, it's just the evidence for his fucking thing. I mean, I don't know, and I don't know about these clones. Obviously, yeah, I don't think it's not true for sure. It's a trip. I'm not invested in all these celebrities and stuff, and
no, I mean,
totally. I know you're not either, and so I don't know. Would it surprise me? No. Would it be a bummer? Yeah, obviously, be a bummer if Dave Chappelle
is a clone.
Yeah, some fat clone now, obviously, because he was cool. Dude, the show is epic, all time.
Yeah,
Chappelle's show is like all time great. It's still funny, dude. It's still funny, all of it.
Yeah.
Of course, he got sacrificed.
Yeah. Charlie Murphy was fucking, dude. Charlie Murphy died at like 50 fucking something like that, dude.
Well, that's the thing. Him and Dick Gregory were like, fucking, who are the ones who probably like hip Dave to the game,
Dude, Charlie Murphy was fucking fabulous. I seen him live at like the Improv in San Jose. He was fucking great. He told other Rick James stories. Like not even the ones you see, like it's just strange. Like you just be like, oh, he talked about he talked about Eddie a lot too. Like and in like this weird, like in this weird story, man. Like in this, like and when I was watching, I was going, fuck, dude. like you're like you're only laughing because you're just like, oh, fucking Rick James was wild. Like but you're like, oh, this is a real story. And the only reason you're laughing is like, oh, I can't believe he did that shit, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Rick James was wild, dude. Like you weren't laughing because the story is funny, just like I guess like he always was this thing with Charlie Murphy. Obviously, Charlie Murphy talks about it being this thing, but they went to this party and like Rick James was just like, he's all Charlie over the intercom and went over the whole fucking like compound that they were at, and gets on the intercom and it's all, any girl that gives Charlie Murphy any attention this weekend will be kicked out of here and never allowed to come back. You're welcome, Charlie Murphy. And then he like sat around and no fucking buddy talked to him. Even his friends were like, oh, sorry, bro. Just like sat around. I think just this fucking funny ass fucking story. And then like
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool because no one would have ever heard those stories or gave a fuck about Rick James ever again until the fucking I'm rich, bitch. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And oh man, it's just, I mean, it's awesome to be a naive just fan of humanity. That's awesome stories, and I'm glad they got to share them with us.
Right,
and it's amazing.
Yeah,
and I hope they're real, and I hope no one was killed off, or none of those guys were killed off.
Well, do you know Chuck Berry, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how he got. I watched this documentary just recently about and okay, this is how fucking crazy, made by the people who fucked him over, like ripped him off.
Which is, of course, that's always how it is. The people who fuck you over at the end or whatever, exactly like that, are the ones who end up fucking writing your history.
They're like, oh yeah, bet like so here's how it all went down. Like, so Chuck Berry goes up there. They go, yeah, man, we really like your stuff, man. Can you write some songs for us? Comes back, records like 5 songs in 5 hours. They put it on a thing. They start playing his stuff on the radio. And there's 2, like, these are just his original songs. There's 2 other people on, like, credited for his songs, dude. And when he's like, he gets his first royalty check, because I guess it blew up, right? You know, and apparently, like, this is so funny. He looks at the royalty check and it's like for 1/3 the money, right? And he's like, whoa. So then he calls up Chess Records or whatever. And he goes, what's up with this? There's these other people on the thing, and they're like, yeah, dude, that's just how it goes. It's called payola, and da 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 this, da 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 that, you know. And then like later on, like the DJ that was playing his stuff gets busted for that thing, payola, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then like a year later, Chuck Berry goes to jail. And it's like for like 5 fucking years, dude. And it's like, what the fuck is your, like, just because you guys rip him off, he ends up in jail because obviously someone set him up because he was making all the 100%. Money now. Yeah, it fucking drives me nuts, dude. And then he goes to prison again on another kind of weird setup charge, right? When he goes to prison this time, it's like the Rolling Stones like make millions of dollars off his fucking thing. The fucking Beatles make millions of dollars off his fucking songs. You know what I mean? He comes out of jail early. What do you think? There's a non-disclosure fucking saying, hey man, you're free now to get out of prison because you signed over your rights to fucking like your fucking music, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And like, here's these bands that have made like millions, I mean, billions of dollars off your fucking music, dude.
Still making.
Oh yeah. And it's just like, that's all. All they wanted was the rights to the fucking, and then they make a documentary and the guy smiling the fucking whole time talking about like what a great guy Chuck Berry is. And I'm just like, I'm like looking at it and I'm going, Yeah, you fucking ripped him off. And then when you wanted the money back, you fucking set him up and he went to fucking prison, dude.
The music industry is so
Fuck, dude.
fucked, and it's been fucked from the beginning. And all these record execs from the beginning need to be researched, you know.
Yeah,
And we know there's
yeah,
connections, dude, because
yeah.
they've controlled so much. Honestly, um until like YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
online music, it
Right,
was absolutely completely controlled,
right.
you know, like and you have to think that that's been part of, you know, the fucking censorships of all the internets too, you know, like they've lost control. I mean, record, even like since the early 90s, when, you know, like the DIY emo shit, people doing their own record labels,
Mm-hmm.
their
Mm-hmm.
own bands, you know,
Yeah,
that, and you know, it's not making a dent in anything,
yeah,
but it is though as
yeah.
well, you know. um they've been controllers of music, is such a controller of pop culture, and so you have to, you know, you have to consider these guys were probably CIA connected, these record
All of them,
execs,
dude.
and yeah,
M
CIA, you know.
M6 or whatever the British
Whatever they
list.
were, yeah,
Yeah.
all
I
of them
mean,
fucking.
it fucking flips me out, man. It just flips me out when I go, dude, how are you walking around making a document? You're like, you're one of like the center person. Everyone, dude, you know those non-disclosure fucking agreements that they got are like airtight.
Sure,
So,
I've had to sign them.
So Chuck Berry can never fucking even like talk about like how messed up or messed over he got or screwed over he got by these fucking people because they're just like, oh hey man, you want freedom, and you can't never talk about this. And the Beatles are playing your songs. You know what I mean? We're making
Mm-hmm.
money. The 1/3, you're getting 1/10 now. It's like fuck, dude. Every single fucking time, just for a little bit of whatever. And Chuck Berry, you know, he had his
Well,
problems.
you'd think, I mean, you'd think just how famous his name is,
Right.
that he would have retired with hundreds of millions of dollars on a fucking hill in Las Vegas, you know,
Yeah.
which was probably absolutely not the case.
He did have a good life. But like but toward the end, like uh uh he would travel to the place. He typed all his own contracts up and it was just like, I want union paid like players, right? And they'd get like the union wage, whatever it was. I think, I don't know. You might know. I don't know what it is. I think it's 400 for an hour or something like that. Something like that.
Be nice.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But like, so they play. He would like show up with a briefcase and be like, open up the briefcase. He'd be like, oh, put the money in the briefcase. He'd close the briefcase up, count it, come back and be like, oh, you you don't have the amp I want on stage. That's another $1,000. And they'd be like, throw him another $1,000. He's like, he'd go out there and play for fucking 45 minutes, get back on an airplane and go home. All cash.
That's the way to do it.
And then they busted him for the IRS, you know?
Of course. Well,
Yeah.
you know,
There's no winning.
exactly.
Yeah.
Even when you're winning, you're losing.
Yeah. That's how he did it to the day he died, though. I mean, he was a
Well,
classic
you
dude,
know,
man.
good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him 100%. And what sucks is like he did have a good life, like you said.
Yeah.
It could have been way better. Should have been way better.
Right.
But he did have a good life. And just think of, you know, I mean, the millions who didn't have the good
Yeah.
life and had their shit fucking
It's like Little Richard too, though. Like,
oh, totally.
yeah.
Dude, oh man, fucking I forget there's it's a podcast called Sonic Daydream. Have you
Okay.
heard of that? And
No. Yeah.
they just do they play obscure music a lot from 60s, 70s. And I remember they played some shit and I forget the name of it. And I mean, you would think it was Little Richard,
Right.
100%. Like Little Richard stole his whole thing from this other person,
Right.
and then Little Richard got his shit all stolen and
Right.
everything
Yeah.
too. It's like the endless cycle, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You can keep following it forward and back, you know.
There was you know who died about 5 years ago who was still playing. Well, fucking Chuck Berry died about 5 years ago now, but like also Fats Domino did. And like
another one of those
but
guys
but most people don't realize what Fats Domino was. They just think, Blueberry Hill. That's it. That's what they think. Blueberry. But he had created a different rhythm. He'll never get. It's like, people Van Halen. He created an octave, and he's such a and I'm not a big Van Halen guy. I like it, whatever. It's not my jam. But
there's some jams for sure, bro.
Like Fats Domino created a different rhythm that never even existed on Earth before, bro. On the piano. That's how wild he is.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no, it's a trip. It's a rhythm timing that he does, and created that. That's why. I mean, it didn't even exist before he played piano. Fucking wild, huh?
Yeah, not even that long ago.
Yeah, really? I don't know. It was just like it was some kind of thing that like just. It's like that one timing that all those fucking weirdos like the 7/9 timing that no one could write a whole song in 7/9 or something. I don't know what I wouldn't even know, or 9/7. I don't know. There's some kind of timing where like it took this band, Glitter Wizard or something like that. No, not Glitter Wizard. Something Rattlesnake or something like that. I forget. I got it. Rattlesnake, something, Glitter Wizards, Rattlesnake. I don't know. And they wrote like album, and then out of nowhere they wrote album after album in this timing, and the name of them is King Gizzard and the Lizard something or other, and the Lizard Wizard. And it's this King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Okay. Let me just see. It's super strange. Come on, you fucking idiot. Yeah, I call my phone a fucking idiot, dude. So what?
Careful, bro. Might fucking retaliate.
No, it knows it is. Oh yeah. So it's like, okay, work this time, 7/4. It's like the 7/4 timing where like I think the only other song that got the only other band that got close to the timing being like palatable was Pink Floyd, and they only did it one time. Like in like one time, and this band does it for like the whole record.
King Gizzard and the Lizards.
In the Lizard Wizard time signature. It's something they got like it's like what is the weirdest time signature? I don't know. I guess.
See what comes up here.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're just get back over here.
And they have like I think like to accomplish it, they have like 3 guitar players or something like that. I don't know. It's something like weird that they put into
Hello, music theory.
Yeah.
Oh man, this might be hard to get to here. Okay, we're getting to time 4/4.
Yeah.
A bunch of mumbo jumbo.
7/4 right there. That's the YouTube version of it.
Yeah. But I can't fucking figure out how to do the sound.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's the timing. They call me the Fat Man.
Play that again.
Oh, hey, here's a fucking. You want to know? You want to check out this sync really quick?
Yeah, 100%.
We're talking about fucking Fats Domino. The song "The Fat Man." The movie Mel Gibson is called The Fat Man.
Which one?
The one that you were talking about, the new Mel Gibson movie.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah. It's
The
called,
Fat Man.
Fat Man. Declaring business. Yeah. And he plays Santa Claus.
Huh. There it is.
Yeah. So there you go.
Man, the sinks just keep sinking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Season to get even. Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome.
I bet it's good.
Yeah. Well, this last Christmas, they just had that fucking Santa Claus horror movie with the Stranger Things guy, right?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I watched Cocaine Bear.
Oh yeah, how was it, dude?
It was cool.
Was it?
Yeah.
You think it's real?
The story,
Yeah.
apparently there's like half truth to it or a quarter
Sure.
truth, but a bear that eats cocaine. Ray Liotta's last film, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did he die during the shooting?
After.
Yeah.
He's in it. He plays a pretty good part in it. He looks old as fuck in it, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
He was getting old. He was looking like Henry Hill character old for a while there.
Dude, I think he just crushed too many cigarettes, dude.
It happens.
Fucking I think I seen some interviews, chain smoking, just crushing them. Do you think that guy fucking probably fell in love with the fact that like he was in Goodfellas or something like that, and then kind of just never got out of that role,
I feel like you get stuck, I mean,
yeah,
just that whole industry, movie industry, these actors,
yeah,
they're so programmed, like
right.
Him as well, like, did he was that his high school quarterback role,
Right.
Was that the one he kept falling back
How
on?
does it feel, Karen? How does it feel to have the gun pointed at you?
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I was in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I don't deserve this treatment.
Yeah. Like
this thing.
He's like, do you know who I am? I'm the guy who played the guy playing the guy, like the total fucking Robert Downey Jr. dude, and fucking like Tropic Thunder, which is the greatest movie ever invented, dude.
There's so many great fucking looks behind the fucking curtain in that one.
Oh, Danny McBride's
that
like
one breaks it down big time.
What? We're going live. Get the fuck out of there. Just fucking so good, dude.
Yeah, movie's awesome. Fucking every time I watch it, I'm pleased.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It makes Platoon so much better, dude.
Right.
Platoon's so good.
It's been a while since I watched it.
Barnes, what do you think you're doing? Stabs, Elias. Barnes, you piece of shit.
That was the more serious one of all that was a trip how all those Vietnam movies came out during that little time period there, and I wonder what that was really.
Oh, it's basically like the way I've actually thought about this, and I'm like, okay, cool. You had Apocalypse Now, which was like 78, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Really, like hashtag too soon.
Right. Yeah. And it took 3 years, and it popped. And then you had
fucking almost killed fucking all those motherfuckers on that shoot too,
Right. And there was
like Marlon Brando lost his mind for real, all this stuff.
God, there's a story about like another fucking famous person that was supposed to play the part of Martin Sheen. I just heard about this. Well, anyways, there was someone else and they had him ready to go and they fired him like maybe that day that he was on the airplane out there.
That does sound kind of familiar. And again, it's been a long time since I thought about
maybe it was Harrison Ford.
No, but he was in
what?
He was in it though.
But he had that little wimpy part where he was like the guy that handed over the folder and was like, "Oh, do you know that man?"
Yeah, totally.
Do you know that man? Colonel. You know that, man?
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
that was a great movie. I think that one was probably a too real moment for
So
sure.
here's the, they also had Deer Hunter. You can't forget Deer Hunter.
Totally
So, but
classic.
what I really think it was that, like, it was such a it was like media creating a narrative to fit their fucking the media's narrative more and more and more and more and more, right?
Hmm.
It was this weird thing where it ate each other, like it was like kfab.
Hmm.
like in the end, you have to like really realize that, like, at the time, a false flag, Gulf of Tonkin, uh then I say this all the time, the Gulf of Tonkin, um the Doors singer dude,
Yeah, Jim Morrison's dad, who is
Jim Morrison's dad, that was
whatever rank.
also that was also the head of the snake eating the tail of the snake
Hmm.
in so many fucking ways. And then the media eating the tail of the snake, so it was consuming it again. It was so fucking weird, right?
Hmm. Like the crazy, like double, triple vortexes.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's
Hmm.
what it was. And that's, and I think that they even with DePaul, so De Palma did one too, and I think that was Casualties of War with Michael J. Fox.
I can't remember who made that one,
Casualties of War.
but I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah.
It,
And that's when, like,
and that was an interesting movie. It wasn't very good, but like the idea and everything was interesting.
yeah. Then you had
Um,
Jacob's
oh yeah,
Ladder.
Brian De Palma did do that one.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Like, yeah, so and then you had Jacob's Ladder, also very, very, very part of, like, and who did Jacob's Ladder? Damn, sorry, I'm gonna make you look it up.
No,
But
I'm
that
looking
movie's
right now.
wild.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was wild ever since I first watched it, and it's
Yeah,
morphed multiple times,
right.
um, during my life.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since I've got into this stuff. Jacob's Ladder was Adrian Lynn. Should might as well just screen share the shit so it doesn't look
Right.
like I'm just looking into fucking the thing.
Okay. And so
Adrian Lynn.
the plot of it was, um he was it was a flashback, right? But
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, they were given fucking acid. They all killed each other.
right.
And while he was on his deathbed, he was having this fucking vision.
Yeah, like he lived a whole nother life during, like,
Yep.
his death.
Yep. And
So
that's what the whole thing is. They're telling him, hey, let go, man, let
yeah,
go.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that was when, that's when he died at the end.
Then you had
But they,
Full Metal Jacket.
yeah. But they, even in this wiki thing, um, let's see, they don't even really bring up that it was basically MK Ultra fucking
Right.
experiment, which
Yeah.
they do fucking meant like lead to in the movie.
Like super soldiers.
Well, that was the thing is he was like fucking on his deathbed, fucking high out
Yeah.
of his mind on LSD, having this whole
Oh, there it
fucking
says right there.
living his whole life.
The CIA LSD and the '60s
Okay,
rebellion.
okay, so yeah, they do mention it. By drug called the
Drug.
Ladder, which was used on troops without their knowledge. Message displayed, so they did drop it.
Yeah. Manic behavior.
Mhm.
Yeah, interesting.
And
Yeah,
even
like,
yeah, okay. That
so.
that's just the surface of it for
Yeah.
sure as well.
So of course they just decided to start making movies about it, like, right. They're like, oh, how we still got to profit from this. How can we get the Navy to spend this kind of fucking money? Then you had Top Gun. You had and that was like the whole, I mean, this is all predictive or just programming, maybe not even predictive programming, but just programming in general, right? And
Totally.
just kind of see where you're at with the heat, like a heat check. And that's when they made that movie Red Dawn. That's why that guy, he didn't follow the script. He made Red Dawn, got it fucking made. It was a fucking brilliant movie. And then Hollywood X'd him out because they're like, oh, we can't have you can't have this movie with national pride in it. We're doing the other thing. And that was that screenwriter. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, we went over this.
John Milius. Yeah.
Yeah, John Milius.
Yeah.
We went over this in one of our very first.
Yeah.
One of our early incarnations of this.
Yeah.
Man, it's just coming full circle.
Yeah. And John Milius was like in The Big Lebowski, Walter. Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my dad didn't go to Vietnam. So I didn't get that experience, but like some of the parents of like our friends growing up were Vietnam, you know, and like there's always just this thing as like, don't bring it up. No, you ain't gonna talk about it. Don't bring it up. It's too much. It's too much. And I mean, even if like, obviously that is a program too, like, and you know, they're coming home like it's like, don't talk to anyone about what the fuck went on over there. It's too crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like these movies came out. Like I remember watching even like a Band of Brothers. You remember that one?
Yes.
It was a book written by a student. It was turned into HBO. Miniseries. One of the early like HBO kind of things. And
I remember it.
World War II. I watched it with my granddad, you know, who's a World War II vet over there. And, you know, watch the whole series with them. Motherfucker, I mean, he never said hardly any words anyways, but he never said a word about anything, about any of it the whole time, you know, never had any comments. And it was like, what, you know, fucking me. I mean, fucking, Chrissy gets super pissed because fucking we can hardly watch anything. I'll just start blabbing away, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And if I was in his position after going through what he did, I mean, I don't know. It's just a trip. It's almost like, I don't know, like that's not just a program there, but like he never talked about anything. Like that's a program, you know. And he was from the white picket fence post World War II. You know, that whole program, the American Dream. The only time the American Dream was like actually real was during that time. And dude, he never said a goddamn thing about that. I mean, not even criticizing it or saying, yeah, that was legit.
Yeah, I remember a long time. Yeah, I remember a long time ago, you telling me like, I think when your grandpa was still alive, that like he started having like night terrors out of nowhere, like throw your grandma out of bed or something like that.
He was.
Was that when you were like? I remember you telling me that, like, oh, you got off the phone with your dad or something like that. Like we were somewhere out somewhere. Oh fuck, dude! My grandpa's having like he's just having all these repressed memories just pop up out of nowhere.
I guess they would just come out in his dreams or whatever.
Of course, dude.
But I mean, the guy fucking never talked about shit, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like that's another trip of it because like World War II was this height. It was a great war. Like, you know, there's no wrong that can be done.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hero, you know, really fucking whatever. And I mean, it wasn't even like he was so humble about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just a trip, you know, like,
yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a different time now. Like you can't even fucking build a table without fucking posting 800 pictures of it online. Right. You know, back then, fucking, you had to write to people letters basically. So I don't know. I don't even know where I'm getting at here. It's just the programs go deep. I mean, fucking, they don't want people talking about this shit when they come home. You know, fucking.
What do they call that? They actually fucking they have to do it with MPs. Like if you're like making MP in the military, like if you're just regular infantry, like they just send you off to go fucking put screws into tanks and. But like if you're like an MP, like they have to send you to before they let you. It's something like they don't even consider you a civilian for like 3 months after you get discharged from. You're not a civilian. You're unsafe. You're gonna see things and you're gonna fucking flip out. We got to bring you down to the level. You have to be quarantined and brought back down because they got these fucking people hyped.
I mean,
hyped,
totally.
bro.
You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think, and I know I'm different than fucking most people, but I can't think of like any reason that I would be so hyped to go fucking invade some country with my fucking M16 on my back and just go blasting people like that. You know, it's like, it's insanity.
Or just like these guys that are MPs, they're like the altar boys in a way of like the military, because the military is just get them drunk and pissed off and throw them out there with fucking some guns and see what we can do. The MPs are like that. And then you go fucking like, those guys are like there to like poke you in the back of your fucking back to keep you fucking doing it, dude. They're like right. They're the overseer in a way, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's just
the overseer of the overseer.
Right. Of the whatever, the people that, you know, front line, you know. So they're trying to put military rules, like, so they're like, they have to bring them down for like, I think it's at least 3 months. They got to fucking be like, oh, dude, you got to let it go. Like, people are going to do wrong things. Like, you can't just fucking flip out, you know?
No, I mean, I even get it on the crazy small level, just any tour, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, just being away from home for a month straight.
Yeah.
Like all your habits change, you know, like everything, you know, everything I love doing at home completely changes.
Yeah.
And it eventually changes into this road life, you know, version that goes. And then all of a sudden, one day it's just done.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got to transfer back into
into
the real life. And I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to compare myself to someone who's gone and fucking had warfare and come home.
Right. Yeah.
But I can totally relate, because even just going on tour and coming home, it's a mental thing. Like, I mean, you know, if I don't come home and like just really fucking check it and stop, I can come home and, you know, the party just keeps going. You know, everything just keeps going. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I've been drinking fucking for 45 days straight now. You know, whatever. You know, it's hard to stop and go back.
Well, that's what always got me. Because you go through like, I'm homesick at first. And that's like the most bitch feeling, dude.
Totally.
So you drink a little bit, ziggle, 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 you know, and you're like, you go through the whole thing, and then you stop calling home. You're like, ziggle, 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 you know, like, yeah. But that homesick part is just the bitch. You're just like, fuck, what the fuck, you know? And then even if you're young, you don't really like know it that well. You're just like, I just feel fucking you know? And then you just, all someone had to do is pull you over and be like, oh, dude, you're just homesick. You're going over it in a second. You're like, oh, really? And then like you come home and then you're like tour sick. You want more of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a fuckery. So yeah, even imagine just being thrown over, all the crazy shit you have to do, and then come back. Of course. Yeah. I mean, dude, fucking, you should, man. You should be fucking deprogrammed.
Yeah.
And not even deprogrammed in the evil way, just fucking adjusted back to real life. You know, you should be fucking put in a plot of land with nothing but wildflowers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then with coffee and tea, and be like, all right, this is your life. Okay.
Well, dude, that's the beautiful thing about like Full Metal Jacket that made that move. Like, everyone had their own little thing. It was like, they're like, oh, we're gonna dehumanize you, man. We're gonna dehumanize you. Just like you see someone like spring a bolt like that dude in the end. You know, what's your major malfunction, Private Pile? Put that motherfucking all slow motion. He killed his creator. You know what I mean? It's a real like religious like and then killed himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like a real religious dude. That was a religious experience. It was a real thing. Like, you know, and then one of the very last scenes in the whole movie is like, it's like when he just cold cold-blooded when he like stands over the chick assassin and shoots her point blank. And even those guys that are in war, you know, they're like beforehand, that whole scene beforehand is so tight. They're in that weird building. There's like a fucking shooter, man. Ender,
yeah, they're
man.
getting fucking blasted.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then the guy's just like all boom and fucking it ends it, you know?
Oh, dude, and that sample,
yeah.
I wanted to use this sample forever after he kills that, after he blasts her.
Hardcore, man.
Hardcore, man. Fucking hardcore. After all the shit.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything when fucking Private Pile blew his head off in front of him.
Right.
You know, he said, easy. But yeah.
Yeah.
That was hardcore for him.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that says a lot. Fucking. I mean, that's a great movie. Have you read the Short Timers? It's a book that a lot of it was based on.
Oh, okay.
And I have it. I don't know how easy it would be to get to. Yeah. It's a pretty small book and a bunch of short stories. And it's been, there it is right there. It's been forever since I read it, but it was pretty fucking interesting. Oh, here we go. I mean, just Kubrick alone. Just the fact that he did it.
Yeah.
Wow. So a bunch of, it's, let's see, let's go through. I haven't fucking looked at this for probably 10 years.
Oh, really?
Copyright 1979.
Hey.
Colin Wilson, esoteric occultist, says is powerful and electrifying. That's pretty interesting. This is going to call for some new look into, but I actually have, look at all these fucking book.
Oh, wow.
Placings I have in here.
All right, man, that's cool.
I wonder what I was marking.
You get around to read a lot then.
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always loved books.
Yeah.
It's just such a more in-depth story than a movie.
Oh yeah, like I was saying, the trying to read the Iceman Killer, dude. I had to put it down after like 10 chapters. It was just like, and all I could do was like think about like certain like. I went on for weeks talking about like the book, and I'm like, I should just read something else, you know. I was like, this is one book I started reading.
The Sun, Philip Meyer.
Yeah.
What's that one?
That someone gave me. It's about like the Comanche and like and the settlers of the area. It's fiction, but it just has too much fucking death in it, dude. I'm sick of reading it. Like,
yeah, I mean that's the one. Yeah, I mean, fuck.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Totally.
Too involved. But it talks about like the way the Comanche turned this one kid into like he was white and they turned him into like a slave, and then which is funny. They turned him into a slave, and then
those damn savages.
Yeah, they turned him into a slave, and a white kid into a slave, right? And then like and then one of the better parts of it is like when he got beat up, but he was young, he was like 10 or something like that, or 11. And he got beat up by one of the chicks really bad, and then ran outside, like, and he didn't know how to fucking, like, for some reason he just took on the like personality of being a slave, right? And like just got beat by a chick really, really bad, like whipped, and just made him, it embarrassed him more than anything. And then he went outside, and then there was like an old Indian guy out there, like an old Indian man. And by this time he picked up how to speak Indian. And the guy's like, oh, hey, if you don't hit her back, she's going to treat you like that all the time. Right. And he's all, what? He's like, you might, and he's all, you don't hit her back. You might as well be a girl. And he went back in there to say something, and fucking chased her around and pushed her down, and was like going to beat her. And they stopped him from beating him. And he was just like, and then later he became like, part of like never a full tribes member, but like part of like, if they shot something, he'd have to like carry it and shit, and became a man that way. And then he is, for some reason, he escaped back to like something happened. He escaped back or got like recaptured by white people at this time, and then he was like he tried to be like an Indian for a while, and then he reverted into like just some kind of like oil man. Like so, like the whole what do they call that? Cult of personality is like a trip, right? You know, some of the stuff is not understandable, like having to go through that trauma.
Totally. And you know, how much of that is even made up or not, you know?
Well,
who knows?
It's cult of personality, right? You know, like if, you know, say you got thrown into jail or something like that, you would have to do things one way or another to survive, right?
Well, I mean, sure, that's one microcosm of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like American Me will show you like, you know, that handbook, you know, that kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, but you know, it's like that on all levels. There's rules. There's rules to things.
Oh, the rules are the hardest thing to fucking follow, dude. You don't even like, you know, you just what the fuck is the deal, dude? You know, like I'm just trying to like sit here and just be this way for a second, dude. You know, I don't even want to have to fucking think about.
No, like, but the interesting thing though is that like the jail politics like really rule the entire underworld of the world, you know,
right?
And it's just a trip. There's a lot to dive into. Just the whole racial segregation that they've created in the jails.
Yeah.
Like as much as anyone can say that racism has been erased in the real world out there, that's all fine. Hopefully it's 100% true. But unfortunately, freaking the true underworld, anyone who goes to jail, county jail, prison, it don't matter. All the rules of the outside world have gone completely out the door, and you're following the crazy rules of that jail, which are completely segregated and completely all this crazy shit. And it just, you know, how many people are in jail? How many people are in and out of jail compared to the population? Like, who's really, what is the vibe that's actually running the country, you know? Because the prison rules will always rule.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because fucking at some point that fucking person is going to go back to jail. And
dude, it's
those rules are the ultimate. Almost probably more than the fucking Constitution or the fucking commandments.
Oh, dude, it's a complete social experiment that they can continue to run and get information from, dude. I mean, like, and then when they can't get information anymore, things get to the point where the information they're getting is not like serving the psychologists of the situation. They create like a whole nother like system. Charles Manson and fucking
all of it.
That motherfucker that worked. What was it? That the Philly Irish boss. What was his name? Johnny Brasco. No, the fucking other guy. You know which one? He ended up like being like the
Boston guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snitch.
Yeah, whatever his name. Like who's sort of kind of related to like Joe Biden. What?
I can't think of his name. But fucking Jack Nicholson and Johnny Depp played him in movies.
Yeah.
And he's got both of them.
Yeah. So like, but that's also, guess what? The head of the snake eating the fucking tail, because the story is also the truest story. Like, and same thing with the Charles Manson thing. Like, right? It's eating itself and trying to consume it into like, you know, the free clinics and like, you know, these experiments. So when you know, I think that from all that was said back in the day about Alcatraz, there was no segregated population. It was just all one thing. And I think like what they realized was that like these motherfuckers were starting to realize that like they were just prisoners, you know? So that's when they, you know, they're just like, we're never getting out of here. So it's like, you're black, I'm white, we're friends. There's no real racial, because there's a real, like, at times I try to break down, like, you know, when people say, oh, that's racist. And I go, dude, like maybe, you know what I mean? I go, maybe, but like, let's boil it down to like racism. Like, it's like me not wanting like other cultures to have kids and children and raise their people up like they want to raise them up. Black, white, Mexican, Asian. That's like, oh, I'm just going to end that all, that's whatever. But bigotry is like what they really can't explain, right? Because in life, you do have a bigotry like meter. You just do. It's not because
and it's not even racial.
It's
it could
survival.
be again, survival. And it could even be like against a product or some shit that they programmed you to be against.
Right. So it's like
it is not just race.
Like everyone probably should work on like the bigotry thing a little bit, but like I don't. At that end, it's just like it's racism is a like, and it's not like any like it's not like you have the power or I have the power to like stop like bigotry or racism whatsoever. Not there's just no, but or let it happen. But it's also the worst part about it is that like most of this bigotry and this racism and all this stuff is like produced by people of like the 1%.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like program. People applaud the fucking applaud motherfuckers like the Queen of England or the King. You're just like, dude, you guys talk about your bloodline. And you have people fucking bow at your fucking in front of you to talk to your dumbass.
How could you applaud that?
But you know what and people buy into it.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
And it's just like that's what I go in this day and age that like there are still people that like insist that you kneel in front of them before you talk to them. It's just like get the fuck out of here, dude.
Dude, when the queen just died, I think I might have been over there at the time or might have just came back from England.
Yeah.
But like it was for days. There's like a 9-hour wait in line on foot. Like people were waiting 9 hours just to see her fucking casket. You know what I mean?
Like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Exactly. Why?
Because that's the thing. Like for some reason,
that's the program job.
That's the thing where you go, dude, like whenever you guys are ready to realize that there is no person out there that deserves you kneeling in fucking front of them to talk to them. I mean, I guess
bend the knee. I don't bend the knee very easily.
Yield there, fucking peasant. You're like, oh shit. It's like admitting that's like your life is like, instead of being a free man, not a mason, but like a free man, just like, oh, cool, whatever. I mean, it's like life, liberty, and destruction, right?
Totally. I mean, this life, what we're doing, it's really hard to fucking get away from the machine, dude.
Right. Yeah.
But the victory, I mean, it's small victories. We have to like look at it as small victories because there's not, I mean, I wish, but like, I just can't see like some over toppling of the system happening and all of us being a peaceful, happy, friendly society at this point. That'd be great. And I'm a realist as well, it's like, pick and choose my battles,
right?
Fucking, and those limits of the picking and choosing of the battles obviously changes all the time, like at one point I might fucking want to go to war over something that like later I would never go to war over, but that's just fucking part of the fucking psychological battle as well.
It's just hard.
Any victory against the system is great, from small to big. I think when you pile up the small victories, it becomes big ones. Dude, that's kind of how we have to go.
Here's the worst part about it: the system doesn't even exist in reality. It only exists in like how much power you give it.
It's a invisible trust kind of thing.
And
most people, I mean, I fucking don't really want to put on record of my illegal ways, but it's not that hard and it's not very scary. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's not very scary. There's things you can do. Maybe we can talk about this another time online, but there's things you can do to like make yourself better and out of the system.
Right.
Every little thing counts.
Right. Yeah. And that's
100%.
That's the point. I mean, that's the point.
Totally.
It says like it only exists because your mind allows it to exist. It's like, like there's philosophy.
100%.
Yeah. Like there's philosophies where like people go, money and God have a lot of the same kind of characteristics, right? They only exist because your mind makes them, gives them that power. You know what I mean? But then it's just like, well, that's a pretty cold-hearted way of like looking at like life in general, right? I mean, the whole like God thing, yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, if you give it a gender, you know what I mean? It's pretty patriarchic, or matriarchic. But like it's just like there's a creator, right? So there's some kind of design that like happened. And then whether it's just the way fucking the North Pole is the like magnetic north, you know what I mean? And then it was like in the south or whatever. These things could change everything, like the Earth being like, like magnetic south could have maybe explained a lot of different like cultures at different fucking times. And then like I also like to actually, if I'm going to start thinking about the world as like a round ball or like even a flat plane, like I try to go, well, so say we're just kind of spinning the way we're spinning as a ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just spinning. Like, like have you ever rolled a ball? What if it rolled the other way? Like instead of like, who knows? It could have rolled any which way or spun any which way at any fucking given time.
Right. Even you do the Jewish ladle thing.
Yeah.
It's going to spin until it stops spinning.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it could
do it both
spin
ways.
a different way.
Yeah.
And it's people like, and like, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy the fact that if it's spinning pretty consistent. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to have to like sit here and crap my pants over the fact that like, oh my God, the house is coming down today, But if you're on the ocean, don't matter.
Right.
Maybe
I really like the idea that we are living in the hollow earth. We're on the inside.
Right.
And at the center, possibly inside some kind of glass prism or something, is the black sun.
Right.
There's a black sun, the black cube, whatever you want to call it. And it's a crazy electromagnetic system. It's some magnets and controlling everything.
Yeah.
Essentially. Maybe not to the point of like a computer program controlling, but those magnets in that center are controlling everything in our environment, the stars, the suns, all this stuff. And I really like the idea. I like it because, for one, it's completely opposite of what they've taught us. We're on the outside of the spinning ball.
Right.
The opposite isn't flat. Opposite is that we're on the inside.
Right.
And even when people talk about the flat Earth, it's this toroidal field where the flat plane is in the center of the toroidal field.
Yeah.
And there is no flat plane in the center of the toroidal field. The center is that black sun. For around. I'm not the best at explaining this stuff, but
I mean, like
it's I really like this idea, and it makes you think too. Like, they don't want us digging underground. No one can dig down. It's this huge mystery. All these caves, but what if those caves were to the outer Earth? It would make sense why they really wouldn't want you to dig down to it.
Well, I mean, like the vision I got from you explaining is like it's almost like maybe if you look into a snow globe, you can and you're like kind of just like think of it, and then that like you could just be one of the little flakes like in there.
Totally.
I mean, it's like a snow globe's a weird thing to look at. When you look at it, you just go, huh.
And I definitely think that whatever we're on is bigger than what they say.
Oh yeah. I
And
mean,
whether that's like, whether it's like extra terra or whatever, you know, the
yeah,
standard extra terras from the maps,
yeah,
or maybe, I mean, with, and God gave Lampsky, like we brought up earlier, I really love his shit. I almost think that like we're in a crater within the hollow earth. So it's kind of a double concave.
yeah.
There's a barrier. It's kind of like a fucking honeycomb, a beehive honeycomb, maybe kind
Right.
of thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's kind of just where my thoughts go with it. Um, I don't know. It's a trip, dude.
Yeah.
It's a trip.
I mean, because like, like we brought up with when we were talking to um Matt, um, you know, um, I mean, if we're in like if there's a simulation, there can be like flat Earth too, right?
Yeah.
There can be globe, there can be hollow, there can be like moon crater reflection, like God gave Lamaste. There
Mhm.
can be all this. You
And
know
they
what I mean?
all the systems kind of do work.
And in 1955, like they were still discovering fucking rhythms on a piano. When fucking the
Exactly.
heliocentric fucking like model was like, oh, I think we're a globe now, guys, and we're going to the moon. Fuck
Mhm.
yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, we're going to the moon, dude. We're a globe. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. I really love the idea that we're on the inside. I honestly hope
Yeah.
we're on the inside because that would just be, it would be awesome and funny. It'd just be funny. It'd just be awesome.
Well, dude,
Uh,
I'm also into that whole big thing with that we're expanding too.
sure.
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
totally. I mean,
you know what I
and
mean?
that's part of it too. I mean, for sure, even if we're on the outside of a spinning ball or if we're on a flat plane, we're on the
Yeah.
inside, it's way bigger than what they tell us it is.
Oh yeah, well, Antarctica is like a fucking. It's probably
Yeah.
it's probably just becoming like more than ice, and it's just probably been more than ice. It's probably got trees the size of fucking like the Eiffel Tower, dude. You know what I'm
Totally.
saying?
Which
Like
makes you think, like, well, they don't want these fucking glaciers and ice caps to melt because they're going to expose all this stuff. So it's a part of the global warming thing. We need to keep the ice caps, we need to keep the ice fucking.
no, dude, that okay. So I'm convinced that they're keeping the um they don't want like longer grow periods. They don't want like humanity to have an easy filling, you
Suffering.
know.
There
So
has to be some suffering.
yeah, they don't want an easy feeling. They want you to go through winter. They want you like so. I think that's it, and I think that's basically their goal is to uh, create like a like an Arctic vortex at some
Right.
point.
I mean, and that creates a natural kind of supply and demand
Oh
where it
yeah,
doesn't look as programmed. You
oh
know,
yeah,
they can, oh, it's the weather,
yeah. I mean,
it's this and that.
they're hiding seeds up in the middle of fucking nowhere, like
Oh,
that doesn't seem
the seed
sketchy at
banks.
all. I mean, like you're hiding seeds in the middle of a fucking like glacier and fucking the North Pole that no one can go to. Fucking sounds perfect, guys.
Yeah,
What's your
great
other
idea.
what's your other plan? You know?
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
we're gonna freeze all the water. Oh, fucking fantastic, I'll make
Right.
you guys thirsty. You're gonna have to like, you know. But
Right.
the worst part about it is that like guess what? As much as they try, they're not gonna kill everyone. And they're not even gonna be around. And I don't get it. You're not even gonna be fucking like I don't even go, you're not dude, Bill Gates, you're not even gonna be fucking around, dude. You're never like good looking. You never fucking dropped in on a half pipe. You didn't do shit, dude. You never
Totally.
like, you never like knew how to spit real game, like, at
Well,
all, dude.
and that's the thing. And that I agree with you 100%. I
Yeah.
don't think they are going to kill everyone. Why?
Yeah.
Because they need us to feed them. They need us to feed them their pockets with money. They need to
Well,
feed
you
their
know what?
egos. Because if they're just left by themselves with no one
Yeah.
else, like what else? I mean, they're worthless. like you said, they never even fucking dropped in on a half pipe.
Yeah, yeah.
And whatever life skills that gives you,
Yeah.
it's more than they were ever
Yeah.
given.
Yeah, you never
100%.
no,
And so, dude, they know this. They know they need us. I mean, they need us to fucking cook their meals. They need us to fucking clean their shit. You know what I mean? Like, I, I, I feel like that is a psyop program as well.
yeah.
A fear program as well. Like, and you know, it's whatever.
Dude, every job I've ever had before I started my own business, I sat around pretty much like 80% of the time going, look at this piece of shit, dude. He thinks he's really fucking radical, dude. We can do this in a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, am I that different? Am I that different? If I'm like sitting somewhere and it's the end times and like, they're like, oh, you guys are slaves now. I'm going to sit there for about like 20 days before I go, we're going to kill them, right? At some point,
Yeah.
Oh, you're on their side? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I'm getting with the motherfuckers in my cell who I know are gonna fucking
you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah.
You're gonna sit there and be like, oh, dude, I'm bored, and I'm gonna kill this fucking guy because I don't want to be here no more, dude. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Chick, and we're gonna run for it.
Yeah, it's exactly.
And then if any of you fucking other motherfucking slaves want to fucking kill me for fucking escaping, just let me know now. I'll kill you. It'll just be like, I never understand, like, what, I never understand that. I mean, everyone's like sort of scared.
That's the thing is they've thrown this down our throats our entire lives.
Right.
War,
yeah.
Slavery, war, fear, like we literally can't even think outside of that. Like a peaceful realm. I mean, even people who wish for world peace, light a candle for world peace. They don't even understand like how insane that is. I mean, it's hard to even picture. That's the funniest thing about like this research too. Thinking back, it's so hard to even imagine that there could have been a culture across our entire realm who was connected, helping each other, benefiting each other. Oh, you 3,000 miles away grow killer corn. Oh, well, check this out. We do this, blah, blah, we trade. Like, it's so hard to fathom in and of itself because we're so programmed to hate everyone outside of our borders, outside of our fences even,
Yeah.
It's such a good fucking mind fuck job.
It's just like anything. So you're hanging around with Plato, Socrates, and fucking other fucking like like philosophers. You're sitting around for about like 20 minutes, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck? Here's my philosophy." That might just blow their fucking minds right off their fucking head, dude.
Totally. And who are these guys? They didn't have no job. They're just hanging around, fucking talking about shit.
I guess
it's the same as us.
I guess being stoic works when you're the fucking emperor of the fucking world, but like, give me a fucking break, dude. Like,
Totally.
Like, oh, we're supposed to take on like stoic ability. No, dude, we're supposed to just be ourselves and say fuck it. Just because stoicism works in some fucking weird system, and people go, it's really about being stoic and knowing. You're like, shut the fuck up, dude. I want to like I want to chill out today. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't.
Who made the rules? Yeah. Who ever said there was rules?
You're gonna tell me not to go try to get laid? Go give a fucking rat's ass, dude. Fuck off. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna get up tomorrow. I'm gonna do my thing, dude. I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna fucking feed people around me. Fuck off.
100%.
I can't believe it. People always like give that power away. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you do have to swim in the system for about 20 minutes.
Sure. You have to give some powers away, but there's a lot you don't have to
survive.
To just fucking, not get fucked with on the daily.
You're in prison. They're like, oh, hey, we need you to kill someone. Your first thought's like, why don't you do it, dude? You know what I mean? Oh, we need you to do it. Okay. Fuck.
Right.
Or I die. Okay. Between me and you, this is a fuck system, by the way.
Sure.
I don't even know that guy.
Totally. And that goes back to the fucked microcosm of that.
Yeah.
But in the same, we are in that same situation.
Yeah.
People are telling us the same thing. I mean, if you've ever been, I know you haven't been in this situation, but again, if you ever been told by a superior above you, you need to fucking can this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because of whatever, like, you're basically fucking assassinating them, or, or whatever. For no, you're just being told what to do, man. It's like, put away all feelings, all fucking nothing. And the motherfucker who told you to do it ain't even doing it, It's like, the executioner is never the fucking one who gives the execution orders.
This isn't my strong suit here.
Like, hey, I can draw. You need a tattoo? You want a tattoo of a rose? I'll do a rose with your daughter's name on it, bro. Please.
I've never been good at stabbing, but I see the point where you want this guy gone and all. Like, maybe we could do this. Can I give him poison? I don't care how you get it done. Just get it done. You're like, okay, all right. Maybe he slips.
I mean, hopefully none of us have to come into that situation of kill or be killed, or, especially, if it happens in a situation, sure, fucking, but obviously it sucks. But especially if someone's like, yo, this is what you're going to do. There's nothing you can do about it. You're going to die, or you're freaking going to do it. That sucks.
I guess you just got to take on the character when your act's up. You know what I mean? You're stage right. You're just like, this is what. I mean, I guess there's just
most people
pass or fail. You know what I mean?
Right. But most people, fucking, and not on the same thing, but like, going to high school and they're shoving university down your throat and all this bullshit. I mean, you're basically doing the same thing,
Yeah. It's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You're like, oh, damn, dude. And
I'm 16. I just got my driver's license. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, dude, it would be like, you would think, so you would think the people that are always asking that question would give you the fucking answers on how to like make the system better. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, okay, here's what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to take and make minimum payments to your IRA till you're about 35, and then go do whatever the fuck you want. Like, if you do that, you're gonna be set up with fucking $5 million at the end of your fucking life in retirement, where like the system won't have to fucking pay for it. And the banks, they don't teach you.
Never happened.
No, it's the same thing that they do with the fucking NBA guys. They go, oh, here's fucking $10 million. You're the best player in the world. And then they go crazy because, like they have everything at their whim when they want it. And they fucking, now you see people like Shaq who might be or might not be fucking like controlled opposition. Who knows?
I mean, it is 100%.
Yes. But then, that's the only way he gets to keep his fucking wealth is like if he's like in there going, hey,
totally. And that, that the sporting industry is a whole nother program in and of itself,
Yeah, it's a Rubik's Cube of Masonic fucking numbers and shit.
100%. Rituals and fucking, no one wants to admit that everything's rigged. But
I just listened to Larry Johnson. I listened to Larry Johnson talk about it on his like thing, and I just go, "That's fucking hella fucking cool, dude."
Totally. I mean, and if you put yourself in his position, and Arian Foster, another football player, talked about it. Handful of other guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're putting a lot on the line for doing that. You know what I mean? Because they're way more famous than fucking most people. They're actual professional athletes, and they're like still doing stuff. Larry Johnson, fucking, he's probably actually more famous now than he was as a football player.
Well, I think he's like, if famous is the thing, I think he's way more in control of his like of who he is. 100%. So in a sense, he did the most powerful thing is he like reclaimed who he is. And
totally. And
let the narrative like, oh, he's gone crazy. It's CTE.
Totally. And I hope that's 100% the case. He seems legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, come on, man. Dude, I saw fucking, what was the last thing I sent? So I sent the Arian Foster interview. Did you ever see that one?
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's talking about, I'm giving the script. He's like, giving the script before the season. Week 1, you do this. I sent that to my brother and fucking Todd Benoit.
Yeah.
And like disbelief. They just couldn't accept it. They just can't. I mean, and that is also the program, is they make it so like it's totally unbelievable. Like,
well, dude, I like softball, right? And I've been asked so many times to play softball, and like, you know what I mean? And when I say I like softball, I mean I like going out on a Sunday and like doing batting practice. That's it, dude.
There's nothing better than just hitting the ball with your bros.
Throwing, just shagging, doing the whole fucking thing. And I like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's no catching. Like, wow, I still kind of got it, guys. You know. But dude, I remember they can like the guys that played softball, they could never fill out their team, right? They're like, oh wait, come out, it's Friday, man. You'll love it, dude. We just do it for fun. We just do it for fun, you know. We just do it for fun. It's for fun. It's for fun. And then you got like it gets in your head. You're like, oh, I guess these guys is on Friday night crack a 12er and fucking, you know, go hit some fucking balls for fun. I mean, like, you know, like you know, but then you slowly realize it's their fun. Their fun. And you go, damn, dude, like, you know, I didn't really want to round third, but you were yelling. I got fucking thrown out at home base because you were yelling. And you're just like, oh, that wasn't fun. And then after the game, they talk shit. Like, dude, what happened there on that fucking play? You're like, oh, so fucking what's his face was yelling. And they're like, oh yeah. And then you realize, you're like, oh, dude, I didn't realize your guys' fun was being complete fucking assholes about softball, dude.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest kook fun I've ever. Dude, and I remember I just like there was like 3 games left and they were always having trouble filling out their fucking team. And I'm just like, I'm done, dude. I remember going home. What?
No, go ahead. Finish.
I just remember going home after one of these like softball games, just going, fuck, dude. I've never had so much unfun in my fucking life. And it's fucking softball on a fucking Friday, dude.
Dude, I can relate 1,000,000%. And I've had two angles of it. So fucking not long after high school, I started playing softball with some of the old homies from Harbor High.
Yeah.
And you know, Jocko's. I mean, dude. This is when we were hanging out. I'm sure, probably in fucking. You know, we're all looking back on it. I realize we're all fucking, you know, 18 to fucking 22 or 4.
Yeah,
playing in the Santa Cruz softball league, and like playing against these old men, fucking whatever, fucking steel works, so and so, concrete works, you know, like these dudes, and it's like fucking we're playing, and obviously we fucking are obliterating this league because we're fucking you know, 18-19-year-old dudes with fractured plates, and like dude, we used to fucking get in fights with these fucking old men,
arguing and shit.
Yeah, and like fucking in the parking lot after fucking just going at it. And I was really actually fucking glad I had that experience because I seen like, it's like, damn, fucking these guys, all they have is this softball night in their team. They have the shittiest life ever. They pave roads, which is hard as fuck.
Right.
They have a shitty ass wife and some shitty kids they trap themselves into.
Right.
Their one night of freedom is softball night.
Yeah.
And I've always been grateful that my one night was not softball night.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I could have fun.
Yeah.
And do it. And later down the road, after moving to Oakland and like getting into teams with Todd and everything.
Yeah.
Fun at first.
Right.
Then I started playing on more competitive teams with them. And like motherfuckers, like you said, trying to yell at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, dude, I fucking paid to be here, dude. Fucking,
yeah.
You didn't pay me to be here.
They'd get mad at me.
Get the fuck out of here.
They'd get mad at me. Dude, they'd get mad because I hit home runs. And I'd be like,
I mean, come on.
I'd be like, oh, bro, like I sat around and watched your fucking fat ass not make the fucking first last inning, bro. Okay. When you could have beat it out, but they threw you out from center field, dude. Okay.
And that's the program. That's how they got.
They threw you out from center field, dude. You like
that's how they've got.
You want
these
me
guys,
to come
dude.
up and try to hit an opposite field single when they're fucking lobbing a ball? I'm hitting a home run if I get a chance, dude. I'm taking it yard, dude. I'm taking it yard. I don't even care. And it's a selfish
Why
move.
would you not?
It's a selfish move, and I'm taking it yard, dude. And I'm taking it. You want to know why? You want to know why? You know why I'm taking it yard? Because it's my fucking fun, dude. to watch you
Exactly.
piss, to tell me about strategy and like, dude, the next dude that gets all the bases loaded, that's who's gonna. You know who gets up when the bases are fucking loaded? They fucking hit a grounder for a fucking triple play. You, dude. That's who. That's why I'm gonna take this opportunity in the second inning to fucking hit a single home run because I'm gonna be like, oh, fuck you, dude. My
And
fun
that's
is
what you do.
watching you. My fun is watching you try to explain to me that I don't know strategy, and I'm going,
Right.
yeah, I got it, dude. I don't, and I don't want to know it, and I want you to be upset, and I want to like drink my beer, knowing that you want to punch me in the back of the head for hitting a fucking home run. What I enjoy, dude. And that's,
Totally.
dude, they would yell at you. They'd be like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, come on. You got to, if you're going to swing for a yard, man, you got to at least have 2 people on bases. And I'm like, yeah. Like, it's my Friday night, bro.
Totally. And it's like, hey, man, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry that's your fucking shitty life.
Yeah.
That you have to worry about this.
Yeah.
All I want to do is get up here and hit dongs.
Yeah.
It's slow pitch softball, dude.
Yeah.
If there's a fence, I mean, come on. And that's the funniest thing about the program is like these people are
they're yelling at you about strategy and you want to be, hey, your wife's cheating on you.
Totally, yeah. Exactly. And that's the thing. Like,
that's a low blow.
These people are so easily controlled.
Yeah.
They're in this career they hate. They're in a family they hate. And their one fucking outlet is a stupid softball game.
Right.
One night a week.
Yeah.
And that's what they put all their energy in because that's literally all they have. And it's really sad, honestly.
Hey, you know
what?
It's
such a reality.
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it because like I feel like just leaving them to their own thing.
Sure. And I'm not knocking it either.
Is their thing.
I'm living that live. I'm just calling it out.
I am all about letting people be left to their own thing.
Me too. Me too. But that's what makes it sad is just me looking at it like, damn, that I'm sorry that this is your life.
Yeah.
But I'm not sorry that this is my life and we're interacting right now and hey,
like, dude,
hey, you can't control. You ain't control me, man.
You want to give me a snide remark at 4:30 on a Friday that I cut out? You want to snide me out for not warming up? You want to give me a snide remark, bro? Dude. You know, like you hear him, you hear the snides, you hear the passive aggressive snide remarks. You just kind of go, oh, that's interesting, Bob. It's really interesting.
I would never. I mean, I would. That's just not me. I'd never do that. And that's why we're here right now.
Yeah.
Still friends after 40 years.
Yeah.
Neither of us are that kind of guy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and like I said, you want to go fucking shag balls and hit homers? Fuck yeah, dude. Sunday anytime.
I'll go right now. I'll go get a keg. I'll even go get a keg and get out there.
Yeah. You want to talk strategy and selfishness? Go fuck off, dude. Yeah. It's fucking Friday, dude. I don't need to be. I can get this anywhere in my life. I'm sorry to you, dude. Like snide remarks, man. I just remember just going, oh, because they put me out in the outfield because they had to live their dream out, dude, of playing fucking shortstop, dude. And these are people that never would have been picked for the fucking any team. They never made
probably Pony. Didn't even play.
They never made Tony. They never played. They never got all-star, bro. They weren't like
they were like a bench warmer in Little League.
Maybe they were like, but
most likely,
like it wasn't like, there was no junior college calling them up from like fucking high school to like make sure you went to Cabrillo. No, they were guys, bro. They were guys because like, I've been a starter on a team, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
One of the, and this isn't a resentment. At one point it was a resentment.
But
it's, not a resentment now, but I was totally duped like in junior high and early high school that 6'2" fucking white dude from no name Santa Cruz who could actually like be something or some professional athlete, without nothing. There's like traveling teams, there's crazy shit. Like we had coaches who were dads. My dad was a coach.
Yeah.
All of us had dads were coach, or like a cop or a fucking plumber or whatever. It's like, but for that
adults that were involved,
stupid fucking fantasy. It's like, man, what, man, what a joke. I mean, what a joke. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I literally, I was like,
I remember one time Mickey's like, oh, hey man, I thought you'd go to the next level, at least like for basketball playing. And I'm like, dude, 5'10", dude. Like anybody that should have gone to the next level should have been a 6'6" guy.
Totally.
You. Right? You should have gone. I'm 5'10", bro. Yeah, I had an outside somewhere. I had an outside shot and I could drive to the hoop. It was cool.
I mean, dude, people call me big man all the time. I'll walk in a liquor store, motherfucker will be like, yo, what's up, big man? Give me a dap. Yeah. Steph Curry is taller than me.
Right, I know. Yeah.
I mean, that just says it all.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, it's just, like,
dude. The littlest guy you think of in the NBA, he's fucking taller than my ass. I'm fucking almost 6'3",
Maybe next level, like in something that like other short people are good at. I don't think I'm short. I'm average as all can get out, when it comes to that. Besides, my fucking long cock, this huge dong of mine. But I'm just like, I'm pretty normal.
What?
Yeah.
But that's the funny thing too. Fucking.
Yeah.
You're not short.
Yeah.
What is short? I mean, that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm as normal as it gets, dude. I'm taller than Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, dude. So it's like, fuck, those guys seem to do good.
Oh yes, Sylvester Stallone's like what, fucking 5'4" or some shit.
I don't know, man. Playing like Rocky, dude. This is how, like, this is a total Bill Burr bit, but like, like in Philadelphia, they have a statue of a fake fucking boxer, and they're proud of it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It is like once again, the head of the snake eating the tail. Like this, it's
and where that statue is on World's Fair buildings.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I mean, that says it all. There's a fucking fake statue in Philadelphia of Rocky. That's probably the most popular tourist destination.
But they also had Smokin' Joe, dude. Like, the fucking boxer that knocked out Muhammad Ali, dude.
A real life person.
Yeah, a real world champion that was bad to the fucking bone, dude.
Yeah, not
Smokin' Joe Frazier.
Right, and that fucking statue of Rocky, I guarantee it is not fucking life size to actual Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, right.
Fakery upon fakery.
Yeah. I can't see that shit. That shit just, like if there was like a nuclear holocaust in 100 years, they would actually go to that statue if it was still there and be like, "Oh, this is Rocky, dude. This is Balboa, dude." It says
Rocky Caesar.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He was a great fighter, and they wouldn't know that like he was just like the guy that wrote fucking Saturday Night fucking Fever, dude. You know what I mean?
Totally.
He was killer, but dude, fucking killer in Rambo though, dude. Rambo first fucking blood, dude. Insane. Well,
I almost threw that in there when we were going on the Vietnam talk. And that's with the deer hunter, that's the dark side.
Yeah.
With these fucking things too, for sure. Oh, but Rambo's fucking great. I always laugh all the time because like fucking, I'm like, God damn it. In fucking 150 years, these asshole archaeologists are going to come across my fucking dead body with an broken IKEA plate or some broken IKEA fucking pottery. Oh, well, these people, they made these IKEA pottery.
Yeah.
They're the IKEA people,
Yeah.
Somehow the only thing we ever find is like pottery from people. It's so weird.
Or like, how they cut out the last part of Rambo 2 when he helps the Afghans and warriors fight for their freedom against the USSR.
Yes.
Totally thanked them.
That whole movie
is dedicated to the fucking the Afghanian freedom fighters.
Yeah. That whole movie is about, it's a Cold War, anti-Russia Cold War shit. Yeah.
And they're like, what are we going to do about this Rambo 2? They're like, easy, bro. Yeah. No one will remember, but we do.
Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom Wilson's War, that movie. Do you remember that one? Tom Hanks.
Tom Wilson's War.
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay. So Tom Wilson was the senator that like got the like dark funding for the Afghanian warriors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like
I never saw that, but I do remember it.
And then when the real Gulf War One busts out, or sorry, Gulf War 2 busts out, like they expose his wife as like a secret operative agent. The New York Times did. They expose her, and so pretty much like jeopardizes like everyone that was in the operation to keep the cool in the area.
Yeah.
And now who knows what happened to her? But like they both got exposed as like spies working embassies and stuff like that.
Of course. And you'd have to be naive not to think that. Is to me.
No, but it's a conspiracy to know.
Sure. Exactly.
Like, the knowledge itself is the conspiracy. Tom Wilson's War, dude. So they make a movie out of it instead, right? They make a movie out of it instead.
And the movies will always be truth, even though they're not. Even though they say they're not. What are you going to think? What's a normal person going to think about that situation when they think about it? They're going to think about the stupid movie and whatever they fucking
or what,
say.
What is a normal person going to think about Cocaine Bear when it's Arkansas during the exact same time Clinton was like fucking in the governor?
Right.
You're going to be like, remember Cocaine Bear? They're not going to be like Armenian, Arkansas, and fucking the cocaine fucking distribution that like him and fucking George Bush Sr. set up.
Right. Contra, the whole U.S. Contra thing.
Yeah.
No, and no one even still that doesn't really come up ever,
I mean, it's known through like God, who wrote that fucking book? I can't remember, but like, yeah, no, it's like they need it's like making like a club sandwich and like you're like, oh, all you really remember is the bacon, right? And the bacon's the Cocaine Bear, instead of like what's the cheese, which is like the cheese and the bread and everything else. Right. It's like fucking and the fucking
100%. That's what they do. They leave these fucking what's the word? Easter eggs. Easter eggs, but they leave Easter eggs for all kinds of different options or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Easter eggs to distract in all different directions.
Yeah, basically. That's it. So like, it's all setting it up for like, the new internet that they're going to introduce, where it's just like you type in like Arkansas cocaine distribution. It's going to be like, oh, have you seen this movie Cocaine Bear? Instead of like, oh, Armenian Arkansas was like Bill Clinton.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll be like, so this is based on a true story.
Right. Yeah.
That's
basically it. So just like the new internet, just that's all. It's like we're only taking things, which I think it's already happened, by the way.
For sure. They've been fine tuning as they always do.
Yeah.
But I mean, 100%. The funny thing is, like, a lot of us in this world talk about shadow ban and fucking this, and there's plenty of evidence for it. There's plenty of channels who've actually been X'd off, fucking Gonzo videos gone. But I've seen the same kind of reactions and across genres outside of conspiracy. I've seen even like in the botany plant world, people all, am I being shadow banned right now? Kind of things. And just
really,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah. So I think that just points to really how controlled they really are being.
Well, dude, it works both ways, because it works both ways, like shadow banning. And then I don't know if you've ever like fallen asleep with like playing like a YouTube video about something, and you fall asleep and you wake up. And every time I wake up in the middle of the night, who is on my YouTube channel? Lex Friedman, dude.
Huh.
I'm like, oh, wake up. Oh, what time is it? And I'm like, Lex Friedman. his algorithm is like the default for like my channel. It never defaults to anything else. Like it'll just be Lex Friedman. Sometimes I'll wake up. I'll wake up in the fucking morning, like I'll sleep all night long. You know, because sometimes that's how I crash out. It's not the most healthiest way, but that's how I crash out. Is I just zone. Like it'll wake up and it'll just be Lex Friedman. It won't be anything I'm like even interested in. There won't be like any like cars or like skating, or it won't be like what I put on every single fucking time.
Or related to what you just
on the morning to watch surfing, just to kind of like drink coffee while I'm like zoning, just being like, oh wow, look at that. You know, it won't be anything that I automatically put on every single fucking morning. Like Saturday morning, I watch surfing while I wait for Sasha to kind of like creep out of bed. You know, I'll just watch surfing or skating or like some kind of music thing. I'll be like, oh whoa, check that out. And then never is that. It's always Lex Friedman.
No, and totally fucking. I mean, I think, yeah, that's 100%. I mean, the algorithms. I mean, dude. I mean, will we understand what they are? I mean, clearly. I mean, they're not just fucked for us. They're fucked across the board. I mean, people are feeling like their shit's not getting out to all their followers or whatever. I mean, just on this channel, we have like 780 followers or something. Like we get like 100 views, or 200 views. Like that doesn't even like really make sense. It's like 600. So 600 of my followers like aren't even watching the videos, and okay, that's fine. You think, okay, our videos suck. Fine, I don't care. And then why are you still following? Why is the number still going up? It's like, how does I mean, that's the thing. And I think this is across the board. It's obviously not just us. How come you say you have 20,000 followers, but you're only getting 1,000 views? Like it just, I mean, common sense just says, like,
well,
okay,
I'm going to tell you,
not adding up.
I'm going to say, like, there's no computer program in this world as of right now in any way will ever be able to duplicate how broken of speech in California dialect I have. You know what I mean? I say dude like Eskimos say snow.
Totally. Yeah.
For
fuck
anything
is like and the or the for me.
Stash, dude. 100%. What? Your stash, dude. Dude. Like
fuck dude.
So the algorithm is probably like, if it had to like deal with someone like me, it just doesn't deal with it. I think when like a Lex, where he enunciates everything and he talks slow enough, I think it's like, same thing with Joe Rogan in a sense, I mean, Alex Jones, like,
well, there's tricks for sure.
Yeah. Alex Jones was probably the most mimicable like AI out there. If you really think about like how much he's a day one shit talker. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't even think Howard Stern is on YouTube. Like any of his shit. If you look up Howard Stern stuff,
think so either.
It's not there, dude. Right? It would fuck up the algorithm because it's mimicking his pattern. It's like, even when I think that's what coders do now and hackers do anyways, is they just like spell words wrong. And that's how they say Q works. That AI program. What do you think Q is anyways, dude? They made a movie out of it, so it's not what they say it is.
Totally. I mean, it's like you just said, it's probably a program.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's absolutely a distraction. And like, I feel like looking back on anything that's come out of Q, I mean, sure, maybe there's some nuggets in there to follow on, but most of it has to be, I feel like Q is part of the program to, absolutely dismiss conspiracy theorists forever as right-wing Trump nut jobs, which I feel like they did a really good job at doing.
They made a movie real fast. They also released a movie immediately after the Q documentary about fucking Fauci, a little puff piece that you don't hear much of anymore.
Huh. What
Like
was
it was
that
just
on?
like it was about him and his family and shit, and just like you're just like, what the fuck? So, I mean, once again, it's the snake eating its tail. But
Totally.
and I'm going to say that 1,000 more times, you know.
But
But
I
like,
mean, it needs to be
yeah,
said over and
yeah,
over
it
again.
just eats it so it can
Yeah.
like so that it can like produce it, you know.
Totally. And
But
as Trump, dude, I mean, the presidents, they fucking don't have much power to really do shit. They're kind of a spokesman, whatever.
the true
And
fact is this: the true fact of all that, like any of that stuff is being like exposed. Globalization is dead, dude, dead. And the more these people hold on to it, the more control that they seem to have, right? But globalization is dead, dead, dead as cocaine. Like because it's like fuck that, dude. It's dead. It doesn't work. The whole economic they keep on talking about a reset in this shit, and the whole economic system died like 10 years ago.
so, I mean, yeah, you point to the .com, you
Yeah,
could point to the 2008,
but no one wants to make that leap in their mind. They don't want to be like, oh, what do you mean it's dead? It means that like it's not coming back. It's in the death throes of like its last couple heartbeats. Globalization is dead as a doornail, dude.
I mean, I absolutely hope so, 100%.
I mean, what do you think this whole thing is? It's like people will explain uh, Russia and the Ukraine thing like it's like a madman, but also it's like other people explain it where it's just like Russia's always been able to like literally um, defend itself from any outside fucking force just as long as it has like 4 fucking points that it covers and defends. So historically though,
Yeah,
like for like ever, like as long as like the world's been around, these are the 4 points that they control so that they don't get invaded, right?
mhm.
And one of them happens to be like the Ukraine thing, and that would mean that they'd have like 3 points where like it's way more complicated. It's way more complicated than to say it's about. I mean, they're blowing up fucking gas pipelines, dude, in
Right.
the middle of a fucking ocean.
Yeah. During this green global
Heavy
warming fucking
duty,
bullshit.
heavy duty, bro.
Totally.
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
yeah. And exactly. And that's
They're
the thing about
fucking
the geopolitics
crazy,
thing.
dude. They're crazy
Yeah. It's
for a dead system. For a dead system
totally.
that no one can admit is dead.
That's
And I'm
right.
not, and I'm not, and I'm not even talking about like money and value or anything. It's just like the whole concept is dead. That's what
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The whole concept is dead. And it's just like, so when you go, oh, when people say Trump this, Trump that, or Biden this, but they're fucking, they're like the head of like a dead fucking carcass, dude. They're reanimated.
Totally. Holding on. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, dude, fucking just the fact. I mean, dude, no one gave a fuck about Trump. Dude, people used to watch his stupid ass show.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he becomes his president, this whole narrative. This guy fucking tweets one thing. Everyone in the world is fucking in a bunch about it, fucking tripping out. If that doesn't scream fucking distraction
Yeah.
or fucking program, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. And when is
Now,
even
it's
fucking like when does the
entertaining,
president ever matter? Entertainment.
entertaining and wild things
Bread and
are
circus.
entertaining and they're fucking funny and they're not predictable and they're off the cuff. I is a breath of fresh air. But I'm not worried about like him like
I mean, there'll never be a breath of fresh air in these politics games.
not like that.
No, no, exactly. No.
Like,
Remember
you know what I mean?
Bernie was going to save the world? Fucking the guy
With
couldn't
another
even
but also with another dead system.
totally. That's the thing. It's like,
Dude, and here's the thing: the only system that seems to be working is total control by these fucking insane people, because they just rule with fucking fear. But like, what would be the alternative of that system? Is like fucking freedom, the one that works every fucking time.
Right. The
Like
one
an
that we're
enlightenment
supposed
era
to
where you
have.
educate yourself, you live free with like, and you participate in your community and
Have
like,
respect.
yeah. And it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be communism where you give all your fucking power to a government.
No,
It
it's
doesn't like,
fucking,
it doesn't have
hey,
to.
fucking, I grow tomatoes and fucking
Yeah.
cauliflower. You grow
Yeah.
fucking broccoli and this. We trade our excess, which is fucking plenty always if you ever grown food,
Or
and
dude,
it's happiness. That's, that's
hey,
strength.
I want
No
to
one
drive
needs
a
to even
Camaro.
work for anyone.
I want to drive a Camaro and I want it to have the fucking biggest engine you can possibly fucking have in it. How much does it cost? Cool. I'm going to fucking buy it. That's it. I don't need a fucking someone to tell me that you can't do that. If I want to fucking do, I want to fucking ride a horse down fucking Pacific Avenue and fucking throw apples at fucking people coming out of fucking the Palomar. I'm going to fucking like, like, and I'm going to ride off like with a pumpkin on my head. I don't give a shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
Is that freedom or is that anarchy?
Right. I guarantee if you said that to a group of people at the roaster, everyone would be like, dude, you're an idiot. And automatically they're trying to tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
And that's a program right there.
And when someone else jumps on a horse and chases me, I'm going to be like, oh, you didn't get the joke? And then just keep on riding, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, it doesn't need to be communism. Like, it doesn't need to be like
which
the
is a
force
part
of
of
like
it. Totally, that's a part of it as well. They've made a commune or people cooperating be this evil thing of communism, and that's part of the whole thing as well. Like people won't even go to cooperate like that because I'm gonna be a communist, bro. I can do this. It's insanity. It's like, come on, man.
Any system that killed a fucking woman for picking up scraps of fucking wheat to like feed her fucking children is not any fucking thing I want to be fucking the fucking part of.
Exactly.
At all.
The same. And I've said this as well. It's like fucking, this is like liberating, knowing that like fucking our history isn't actually connected to these fucking sicko genociders.
Right.
Who've wiped everyone out. Actually, oh man, it's fucking greater before them. Fuck these guys. Fucking reject and revolt these guys. Want nothing to do with these fuckers.
Yeah.
I remember even fucking as a kid, I'm getting tattoos. Oh, bro, fucking, you're never gonna get a job with that shit. Yeah. Who's gonna hire you with the tattoo? Blah blah. I remember being like, well, fucking, I never want to work for a motherfucker who doesn't want to hire me because I have a fucking tattoo. You know what I mean? So fuck your fear. You're scared fucking someone gonna hire you because you wrote some shit on your body. Fuck you. I don't even want to work for the shithead who don't even think, you know what I mean? Fuck, why would I want to work for an asshole who wouldn't want to hire me because I fucking wrote some permanent shit on my skin? It's fucking retarded.
Or how about like, oh, that's one perspective, but I do plan on getting a skill that's going to be pretty marketable in a fucking market that I can make money at, no matter what the fuck I look like, whether it be fucking black, tattooed, fucking, I'm gonna find a skill that I can make a living at, like
unibrow, fucking mullet. Who cares? It don't matter what you look like.
Yeah. Does my mom weep at night because I got tattoos? Probably, but that's my mom.
That's not our problem.
I used to like, I came out of her body in what out of the holiest of holies, really. So of course she's gonna like want the fucking me to become like a fucking. But the world did this to me, motherfucker. The world did this to me.
But that's the thing too, is fucking you can't
right.
Luckily, you can't control.
No one. You know what? You want to know what the fucking wildest thing in the world is? You want to know what the wildest thing in the world is? It's like ending up having a skill that gives you a fucking good life,
right?
No matter where you go. No, I'm in Canada. I know how to chop wood. It's not like the best skill, but I can do like 4 or 5 fucking quarts a fucking day. And if I take like a fucking cut of that, then we're fucking good.
Totally. People are gonna need it. Yes. People are gonna need that skill.
Yeah. All right. I know how to cook scrambled eggs. I know how to fucking cook a fucking perfect filet mignon. Or I know how to fucking al dente pasta like no one's business. Or I'm gonna fucking roll a fucking like bear claw up and just be like fucking 450, 15 minutes. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, the whole point is not education, it's skills.
Totally.
I mean, dude,
They fucked it off
like,
so hard.
You know what I mean? It's skills. The skill
100%.
that you have is like, you can get any skill you fucking want. And fucking things that get in your fucking way
Haters.
is the worst is the worst thing. The thing is that like Hoffa is like kind of like one of those characters that like Ray Liotta, you know what I mean? In a sense, like, where it's just like Ray Liotta probably felt like he was like a real fucking gangster after he did that movie, you know what I mean? And then just kind of like ran his life like, oh, I'm Henry Hill. You know how much coke I'm in? They're like, oh, dude, you're an actor. You came out of Broadway, dude. And he's just like, yeah, but like I really lived that life. It's like Johnny Depp, like thinking he's fucking like, Captain Jack Sparrow. You know what I mean? You're muted.
Right.
There you go. And it's like, it's like everyone goes, what is Johnny Depp doing? He's stuck. He's stuck in his character. You know what I mean?
Totally. And there's plenty of stories of these actors who get, they go all in on these characters. Like,
right.
Could you imagine fucking being on set? You're fucking one of the labor dudes sweeping up on Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and fucking Johnny Depp comes walking up to you in character, fucking in his regular clothes. Like, it's insanity. But supposedly that's what these guys do. Respect to their art. But I mean, when you become this person and then like that person becomes famous on top of it, and you're like playing a character of a character. Oh man, what a goddamn head trip that is.
Yeah. What if Jesus just kind of like was in a play and it was like, I played the Son of God and then he just got trapped in that, dude. You know what I mean?
Totally. Kind of like the president of Ukraine.
Yeah, dude. That's exactly it, dude. That piece of shit, dude. That piece of shit.
I mean, imagine that. That's the funniest thing. All these fucking, lefties, anti-Trumpers, as lame as it fucking, whatever, fucking, as lame as the president of Trump was to these people, I get it. He's not a fucking lifetime politician. I get it. He's a stupid actor.
Yeah.
Fucking shitty motherfucker. But like, at least he never played the president on TV. At least he wasn't an actor who played. I don't know, just so fucking funny and so like legit. Like, that's our world, dude.
Right. Yeah. It's like Sean Penn goes over there, and Sean Penn is like roided to the fucking gills now. You see him? He's just all red as fuck, veiny. You're my hero, man. You want to smoke a cig? Still crushing cigs, like, Who is that guy, Sean Penn, now?
I mean,
who the fuck is he, dude? I've already talked about this with us.
Sadly, he's programmed cog and the whole fucking thing.
Six Spicoli.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is they hooked us in with him with Spicoli.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, that motherfucker fucking got Chapo caught, dude. It's like, come on, man.
Oh, like he's like America's ambassador, dude?
Dude, you're fucking a snitch, dude. I mean, why would you even fucking, dude, why would you even want to talk to one of these motherfuckers? The fact that Sean Penn is actually still alive.
Hey, Chapo.
Says,
Sean.
Yeah, says that was probably a complete fucking Hollywood fabrication, dude.
Yeah, Spicoli.
These guys decapitate motherfuckers and hang them off bridges. But Sean Penn basically got this fool caught on us.
Yeah,
he's in Ukraine fucking doing his thing. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I brought you my Oscar for Sam, where I played the retard.
Never go full retard.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's fucking weird, man. I'm telling you, dude.
Totally. Like, that's, fucking, that's the thing, fucking. It's good to check in on the mainstream, but I mean, everyone's life would be 100% better if they turned off the TV for a week or 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, fuck, dude.
They just live their life,
Yeah.
Like, and I guarantee it'd be a lot different than what it is at the moment. Guarantee you'd be way happier. Way happier.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The thing is that like they're actors, they're all actors, and that's a good point. That fucking Zelensky guy just got stuck in a fucking role, man. Like,
Dude, yeah,
straight up. That's like this. That's fuck. What is that like? That's like, I don't know.
I mean, dude, actors are trained to be anything. It's their fucking job,
Right.
you know.
And
It's
that's
wild.
it. I mean, fucking probably Jim Morrison, the same thing as the Doors guy. Muted, punk.
A musician, actor, entertainer.
Yeah.
It's all kind of
Yeah.
the same grouping.
I mean, fucking, like the weird thing is that 27 Club is like such a trip, dude. Hendrix, fucking Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, right? Jim Morrison,
I think so.
or I don't know. He probably did that. Probably made it to 33, like Jesus or something like that. I don't know when he died, but like, the whole thing. But 27 isn't like is 27 like a significant number?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say clearly it is.
Yeah. It's like,
well, who even knows if any of them actually died anyways? That's the other thing.
When Tupac passed away?
90.
Do you ever see those first? Do you ever like? And I know this is going to be like talking shit, but do you ever see those first interviews of Tupac talking?
The very first ones?
Yeah, when he was part of like, I think he was just doing like
the Digital Underground days.
Yeah, Digital Underground. Like he didn't talk. He did not talk like. He kind of almost sounded
character.
He kind of sounded back in the days like. I don't even want to say it because it's like the internet, but he didn't sound like he had anything gangster in him.
No, and I don't think he ever was.
Yeah.
I mean, and that, that's the fucking the play of the whole thing,
I mean, yeah, Dr. I every now and again, like I'll like look into like the Dr. Dre, Death Row, and all that kind of stuff. And it's very interesting what you uncover from like the other people, like what people say, even like his ex-wife and shit that says stuff about him. And you're just like, woo, eesh,
Right.
And then recently Puffy interview on the morning, and I only see clips of this shit because like like Instagram reels or something. I'll like poke through it, like and I'll be like, oh well, shit. Puffy just said he like used to sleep with Usher, or something like that. All drunk. He's all drunk at like 4 a.m. in the morning doing an interview, just rambling. You're just like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
I mean, that's a curse of fucking celebrity and having to get this. I mean, nowadays everyone has to fucking live stream their whole life or whatever,
He always just seemed like he always just kind of sat there like at the MTV Music Awards when like Shig was like talking shit to him, and I was always just like, what is this guy doing? But that's all show. But like that was what I was a little kid. My brain was just working on like that level of just going, what the fuck are these guys doing? You know what I mean? Are they talking shit, or is it just like for a show?
And fucking yeah, dude. I mean, obviously it would not be as naive to say it was real.
No, I think it was all. I think it was just
I mean, dude, fucking.
They were culture jamming the culture. Totally. Like once again, the head eating the tail. But like, but it culminated into like billions of dollars for Levine or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I mean,
audio guy. Pretty good product. The Beats headphones, but like it's just like I can't figure That's the kind of stuff when you talk to people. It's like the kind of the same thing with like the when you send a football video about Arian Foster or Larry Johnson, you go, what about this? And they watch it, and they go, oh wow, that's strange. And then
no way.
Yeah. Oh, Dre, fuck that, dude. You're just like, oh wow, okay. I mean, they're like doing the Crip walk like at fucking the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's insane.
Insane, right?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought too.